city with my motherfucking top down. Bitch, I'm feeling legendary. Ride through the city, everybody know my name now. Bitch, I'm feeling legendary. I got a Megan Good and a Holly Berry. We both off in the kitchen whipping culinary. They handle business like my secretary. And they ass fat looking like Mary. Yes, falling hard, nigga, March Madness. Middle finger to my exes, but you could've had this. I'm in the coop, about to scoop my nigga savage. In the patch, nigga, counting up the cabbage. Riding to the city with my motherfucking top down. Bitch, I'm feeling legendary. Riding to the city, everybody know my name now. Bitch, I'm feeling legendary. Riding to the city with my motherfucking top down. Bitch, I'm feeling legendary. Riding to the city, everybody know my name now. Bitch, I'm feeling legendary. Shout out to my OG, Scotty Mac. Show me how to shake them hoes that get attached. Show me how to roll a doobie, strike the match. Stick to your paper, nigga, like the tank. Yes, sir. It's still Mr. Rock. Break him off proper. Nowadays, nigga feeling like the Godfather. Damn. Mr. Trey Vito, with Italian bitches about to fly up to Rio. Tryna cha-cha with some sexy Latino.
What's going on? YouTube? Welcome back to, or not even back. Welcome to the first official, ooh, man, what we got going on with the camera? We gotta figure this out real quick.
Man, what you do to the camera, man?
I don't know what's going on, man.
Shit.
Anyway, welcome to our first, whatever this is. Move this out the way. Thank you. All right. Welcome to our first VitoVerse of the year. We are back. Last year was a bit of a up and down. Yeah, it was an up and down situation with the VitoVerse. I wouldn't necessarily say a mess. I think it was more of a breakthrough. We had a new channel launch, but I've actually taken a break off of that one as well as of right now. But we are definitely back in full head. You know what I'm saying? We're very excited about this year. Both channels will be getting weekly updates. That's VitoVerse Music, if I didn't say the title, my bad. VitoVerse Music. But definitely, man, shout out to those that's been still rocking with us throughout the year anyway, that tuned into any of our VitoVerses. And if you had checked out our other channel, thank you for checking out that channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit them like buttons on any of our videos that we upload, that y'all see, that y'all like or whatever. Y'all know the whole thing. Y'all know the routine, man. Y'all know these YouTube streets, man. I ain't got to keep on saying the whole little spiel and stuff. Y'all know what's cracking. But anyway, what's going on, Noto, man? How you doing this New Year's, man? Happy New Year's, bro.
Happy New Year's to you too, man. Shoot, Happy New Year's, man. It is a journey, literally. As you guys can tell, I'm not actually in my usual setup. I'm actually out and about, doing some in these streets, making some extra cash. Doing what I gotta do, so I kind of took a break real quick. Well, I'm pretty much done. I just went and stopped and grabbed something to eat, so I'm kind of finished eating. But I said, hey, let me bring my tablet, get on the street, do this, and drink my drink, and hey, and then I'll just start heading home.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, thank you. I definitely gotta thank you for even taking the time out to hop on the VitoVerse while you out and about, man. I already know what you're doing today, getting that hustle on and stuff. But thank you for tuning in. I mean, coming in with me in this new year the right way. Like I said, it's gonna be every week again. You know, of course, y'all know my routine is every other weekend is gonna be, or every other Friday is gonna be the VitoVerse lives, and then I have my pre-recorders where I just kind of talk real quick about some just updates and stuff. Go through the news and upcoming stuff that's you know on the way to theaters or to your television sets or whatever. So anyway, let's get into today's stuff, which is wrapping up, which it already wrapped up, but you know, we had to do our little wrap up or whatever. Wrapping up 2025, our biggest takeaways from 2025, what dropped, what was the atmosphere as far as these drops? Like, was this a good year for cinema, basically, form of fashion? But before we get in that, I want to do a icebreaker real quick, which is in our time doing the VitoVerse, what was your favorite episode of doing the VitoVerse?
Oh man, there's so many that I can't even explain. Man, there were so many good ones. I don't know. It was hard to point. But if I had to pick one, I think it had to be our like the first time being on the Vitaverse. I think we were doing the what we were doing. I think we were doing the conspiracy theories kind of situation.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That especially like the set, like the stuff that we were coming up with, and then how you actually set everything up. Like said, I was like, man, what the heck? And those intros, I was like, man, what? I was like, cause it's funny because as I go back and look at it, it's like it's so much of a big giant transition
Yeah.
because I went from the house I was living in to now go from an apartment to now actually to now to my own home.
Yeah.
So it's like it's interesting to see from the years of transitioning of me moving and stuff. It's crazy. So I was just like, what the
Yeah.
heck? But
Exactly.
but I definitely didn't like that one because there was actually something else I kept when I was paying attention to because when we did the video and we're doing the whole like spiritual theory and then when you did the whole like make the video like the whole what's that name we did the Dragon Ball Z thing
Oh yeah, yeah,
or it was either the Dragon Ball Z
yeah.
or
The
the X
intro.
Files or whatever the intros
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
funny because like as we were doing it and everything else, my fiance was in the background and we were trying to figure out who, and I bet people were trying to figure out who's that in the background. Like, it was no one there, but you kept seeing a little bit of movement, like, yo, what the heck is that? Like, and that's literally was my fiance just hiding her face under, like, my chair. So I'm like, you just make this perfect. So,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that,
Just right on that X. I think it was the X Files one where I
yeah.
did X Files. Yeah, yeah. And I did the slow. Everything was in slow motion too. And see,
hmm
then you'll
And
see it
black and
moving.
white
It
as
was like,
well.
well, who is that? What's going on behind Nono?
Yep. So yeah, that was the best right there for me. But there were all there was a bunch of other ones, but that one still stick to me like really badly. So
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
my favorite.
Uh, Let me see. So channel, I had different segments and things of that nature.
hmm
I think. Let me see. My favorite one was probably our first celebration. Like I believe it was maybe uh what was it? This or the Halloween special, the very first one, where we had
hmm
like a whole bunch of people from our Winging It podcast crew
Oh yeah.
came through or whatever, and we had like a little trivia game that we played. Actually, those episodes in general, when we did our holiday specials, our Winging It
hmm
podcast crew came through. Those are my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Had tremendous fun doing those games.
hmm
I definitely want to start that back this year and actually kind of elevate it. You know what I'm saying? Put the stakes up a little higher. And introduce some things and some prizes and stuff like that. So, but I definitely enjoyed those Veto versus the most. I think when I first started this channel, it was just a learning curve of trying to complement the Sandstorm show because basically that's
hmm
the other half of this channel. You know what I'm saying? It's the Sandstorm show. Sandstorm show, you get the video games, which I played video games on this channel. Just kind of doing some live stream stuff, experimenting and stuff like that. But this channel was like dedicated towards like movies and TV shows, and mainly at the time that I actually started it, it was during the hype of the Marvel, the end of the Endgame situation and what's next for Marvel. So
hmm
henceforth, that's why it was called the Beetleverse because we was going into the multiverse saga in Marvel. So
Which
if
makes
you guys
sense.
were wondering where I get that name from, that's literally where it stemmed from. You know what I'm saying? And that was the whole motivation of this channel. But I definitely throughout the years. I think this is what the third year now. We've been doing this. It's definitely still been a learning curve. Even though last year, it really didn't go as planned. Actually, no, this is not the third. This is the fourth, possibly. I think this might be the fourth year. I think 2026 is the
Yeah,
fourth year. Maybe
maybe.
not, maybe not. But I, let's just go three.
We'll go with three because
Let's
pretty
just say
much
three.
I think with me being the pitch, I think with me being the pitcher being like more like throw 2 to 3 for me. I think if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
So okay. Yeah. About three then. So
Yeah.
I think I'm just thinking about the Sandstorm show as well because we've been doing that for quite some time.
Yeah.
I want to say Sandstorm got to correct me on that one, but I want to say we've been doing a Sandstorm show for almost 7, maybe
Wow.
7 years now, or 6. It's close to 6 or 7.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
it just started off just kind of basically doing the E3
Yeah.
events and stuff like that. So I want to say it's close to 6 or 7 years we've been doing this. Hey, what's going on, Dark Son? Thank you for stopping by, man. Thank you.
What up,
Happy
Dark
New
Sun?
Year's. Happy New
Yeah. Happy New
Year's.
Year's, man.
But definitely, man. Dark Son, tell us what was your favorite VitoVerse episode. We kind of going down the third year we've been doing this, and basically we gonna have some changes and elevation on this channel as well, just like we do over on this Sandstorm show. So definitely give us your favorite
Yep.
one. It don't got to be like something all crazy like that, but
Hmm.
definitely, man, we truly thank you for tuning in. I think you was actually like one of my prize winners one year when we were trying to hit the 200 mark or something like that.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's right. I think I remember that too.
yeah, yeah, and sticking with us, that's definitely been truly heartfelt. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
over on the Sandstorm show as well. You've been over there
Yep.
active too. So definitely for tuning in to the whole crew over there, man. We definitely enjoy your company and coming through with your opinions. And sometimes
Yeah.
we be getting stuck on names, and you definitely help us out. So shout out to
Yeah.
you, man.
Definitely.
Shout out to you. I got to figure out how to make you a moderator. You know what I'm saying? If you're interested in a job, you know what I'm saying. But definitely shout out to you, man. But yeah, let's get into this topic of was 2025's drops in the cinematic universes and stuff. Was this a trash year, or was this a year, or was this a fire year? So I'm gonna start
Ugh.
off. I'm gonna start off with possibly this whole channel off, which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm gonna start off
Yep.
with them. They started off the year, I want to say, with the Thunderbolts. If I'm not, I think I'm correct on that one. They started off with the Thunderbolts, right?
I
That
don't
that was
think so.
that was a first drop of the year.
Oh, you mean the
Was the
reveal?
Thunderbolts?
You mean the reveal,
No, no,
basically?
no, no. They
Yeah.
dropped like they didn't drop any, like Marvel didn't drop anything else besides the Thunderbolts. The first quarter of the year, that was their first movie. That was their first.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that was their
yeah,
first drop of the year. You know what I'm
I thought you were going with shows. So I was
saying?
like,
So
I thought we had something before that, but I mean, we're talking.
even shows
Oh.
too. That was their first drop of the year. Like like that's what started this year's stuff. Like they didn't have, like, if
Mm,
anything dropped, it dropped in December, and then from January up until the time that Thunderbolts dropped, that was a first drop of the year. Right now, I'm looking at
mm.
the timeline right now. It's like that
Okay.
was a first.
Okay.
That was a first. That was
Yeah.
a first drop of the year. So with that being said, how did you what did you have a chance to watch the movie at
No.
all?
I
Okay.
did not get a chance to watch the movie, not because I couldn't. I think that was a time because when did it actually come out? I know it was in like April, I think it was.
Yeah.
So I think around that time, I don't know the actual dates, but I know around that time I couldn't even watch no movies or nothing because it was Obadiah's first birthday. So that was one of the biggest problems.
Mm,
So
okay.
that's why I had not got a chance to get into the Thunderbolts. Like I was actually
Okay.
looking
I'm
forward
lying.
to it.
I'm lying. I'm
Uh
lying. I'm lying. I'm lying. I'm lying. Take that back. Rewind.
oh.
I thought this dropped in December, but it didn't.
When did it drop?
It's dropped in no, no, no. This was Captain America: Brave New World. That was their first
Yeah,
drop.
yeah. I knew it was something before that. I
That
was
was
like,
their
what?
first drop. Yeah, my bad, my bad. I
Yeah,
totally skipped over that one because it
yeah,
was
that,
so early in the year. It was like February, so it was like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like I couldn't remember. I thought it blended so much into the end of like December and November
mhm,
of last year. It just kind of threw me off and stuff because I think they had a
yeah.
couple of shows uh, on
Didn't
Disney
Agatha,
Plus.
didn't Agatha
Agatha
came out?
Agatha was probably that was the end of December. That had to been
Okay,
Agatha.
Agatha Long or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that was in December.
Yeah, actually,
Aggie.
yeah,
Actually, that was August. That was
yeah. There you go, Dark
what?
Sun.
Oh, the Halloween theme.
Yep.
Cool, cool. Yeah, yeah. Those see like playing the games and stuff like that, and just kind of having that interaction and stuff. I love doing that, and I definitely got to have more of that on kind of getting everybody together. You know what I'm saying? And just bringing them in and oh, definitely stay tuned in the future for the Veto Variants channel. We're gonna be doing a lot of
Oh, so that's when it came out.
cross streaming playing, evidently.
Oh yes, yeah, we are gonna do
So
that.
I don't want to make that an official announcement yet until the Sandstorm show. So stay tuned tomorrow. Probably I might say something. But until then, you know what I'm saying. Just stay tuned on that channel. That channel is definitely going. I kept saying I was going to drop a video on that channel, but I didn't. But no, this year definitely is there's going to be a drop. Um,
Yeah,
but
so
definitely Agatha All Along that came out in October.
September, September, September
September,
18th
September. Yeah, because
of
they
2024.
did their last couple of episodes. They did have like Halloween specials and stuff. They had some October drops. So it started off in September. What every week that was a drop.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I forgot how many episodes they had. But anyway, they had Echo. Was Echo
Mhm.
last year? No, no, no.
No.
That was a different one. That was a different year. That was 2024.
Yeah, we're in 20.
But
We're talking
but
about 2025.
2025,
No.
Brave New World actually started. You know what I'm saying? The new phase or whatever like that. So
Yeah. Brand new.
with that being the first one, and I'm sure pretty much the same thing around that time too. You didn't get a chance to catch that one as well.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah. So like pretty much to be more precise, like I think this year, I think last year, I was about to say this year. I don't know why. Last year. No, so last year I really didn't get a chance to check out any movies at all because I was more focused on Obadiah and his 1 year birthday and then being prepared for and surprise for people who don't know, I have a second son on the way, so there's that. So being prepared for that as well. So it's just a lot of stuff has happened. So um and that's the same thing that
which
happened with
congratulations anyway. We stop it and say congratulations on number two on the way. Uh,
yep.
I feel this one is definitely going to be the problem for you. It's gonna
Oh
break. He's gonna break you. He is about to
oh yeah.
break you.
Oh, yep, he is. All right. Yep, he is. He is. Yeah,
But I don't
we
wish
got
that on you. He could be a real
yeah.
good kid, just like I know Obadiah is. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, right now Obadiah at this point is already he's really showing his twos now, and he's just like now he's really showing himself. I'm like, all right,
oh,
but
that
lucky
terrible two coming through, huh?
yeah, that's yeah, it's coming through, and he's already starting a little early, and right now I already got him in check. I had to step up to the I
Yeah,
had to step up to the
yeah,
plate
gotta
now.
put that foot down. Gotta put that foot down.
Yep. Oh yeah. So yeah, but yeah. So if you guys don't know, it's another boy, and his name is Noah. So
Yep.
basically has my last name, which is Johnson. So there you go. So so we have Noah and Obadiah. So that's what we have now.
Hey, can y'all see us? I don't know if we just went out right there. Hold on.
No,
I
I don't
might
know.
have
It
went
might
out.
have.
That's why I was like,
Mm,
hold on, let me see.
you're
Gotta
fine on
see if
my
it
end.
catch up. Okay, it
Oh,
might have
that's
been
just
my end. I probably paused for a minute. But anyway, yeah. So that's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
yeah.
But I watched Brave New World.
Hmm.
It wasn't what I expected it was, but I wouldn't even say it was decent. It was okay. You know what I'm saying?
And I, and,
There
and
was
that and
lot of
that's like kind of how I felt too.
inconsistencies.
And that's kind of like how I felt too, because like I think with it showing the trailer stuff, it felt like we were getting more of the movie from the trailer than what it is, and that's what it felt like to me. My fiance seen, so like she's seen it. She's like, it was okay.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Dark Sun.
It was definitely okay. It did kind of lean into the next movie, but at the same time it didn't, which was the Thunderbolts, and they addressed some of the events that happened in the Thunderbolts. But definitely it was okay. Thunderbolts was definitely it was better than Brave New World. I wouldn't say
Mm,
it was like oh yeah they back, Marvel's back, they're getting it. I think they're getting they're catching their feet
hmm.
together. You know what I'm saying? They getting their feet together. They trying to take steps on recovering from just that 2020 mess. You know what I'm saying? And it
Yep.
wasn't their fault. It was the pandemic kind of messing up. Shooting and we talk about the writer strike here, the actor strike. A lot of things affected that arc, but definitely there you can see the Thunderbolts was kind of like just that. I'm trying to level it out, type thing. So, but it was definitely decent. J- just was the only criticism I can actually take away from that is you underpowered a very powerful being, which is
Hmm.
Sentry. You know what I'm saying? Sentry is supposed to be extremely strong. He's supposed to be Marvel Spider Super. He's supposed to be like pretty much hard to deal with. You know what I mean? But they kind of nerfed him. And as of right now, it still seems as if Captain Marvel is still still the Superman of Marvel right now, which is in the comics. But we do understand that the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Disney's Marvel Cinematic Universe, is not the comic books. So you know what I'm saying? It's its own situation, and that's basically kind of like what I've been kind of how I approach. You know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to be the comics. It's not supposed to follow the comics. It's supposed to follow its own beat. It takes inspiration from certain comics and things of that nature. And as a fan, it excites us to see, okay, a live adaptation of the comic situation, but it's its own thing. So that's what I kind of been taking. Like that's the mindset I start watching these Marvel movies in. So, but yeah, Thunderbolts for what it was cool. It just wasn't, you know, what I think it should have been. You know what I'm saying? As far as it, like introducing the Century. So definitely the next movie was, let me see. Oh, Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four was straight. Um, it definitely it could have been a lot better written out as far as how they were trying to tie it into the cinematic universe that we have right now, because they totally put it on a whole nother earth or whatever like that. But for the most part, it was still okay. It was better than the last for Jordan, and that one was it was cringe. That was cringe. But this one, without Doctor Doom being the villain in this situation and having Galactus as the villain in this situation, and they did Galactus right. They didn't have him as some kind of man-eating cloud thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, what's going on?
There we
What's
go.
going on?
All right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to switch over.
Oh yeah, no, you good, you good. But I'm basically on Fantastic Four now.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Cool.
so I was saying
But
basically them bringing Galactus in and not having him as some kind of globe eating cloud. You know what I'm saying? That was the right move, and actually having a
mhm.
live action Galactus. You know that was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? But and not having Doctor Doom as the
Yeah.
main villain and stuff like that, and saving him for something else. And it was the storyline was okay in how they were kind of like trying to link it, but they did do a good job on Galactus, which I definitely enjoyed. The Silver Surfer, same thing. I still some people had their criticisms on the Silver Surfer being a female, but the Silver Surfer in like Marvel comic fans
Hmm.
know that it's the Silver Surfer can be anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just a title, you know, or something that Galactus chooses somebody to do. You know what I'm saying? It don't got to be a dude or whatever like that. It can be anybody, anybody. I believe there were some superheroes that happened to be the herald of Galactus. I want to say the Hulk was the herald of Galactus at one point. You know what I'm saying? So,
Oh.
I mean, it just it really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's who's the herald. But regardless, it was done okay. It was dope. It was straight. Like I said, Marvel's getting they fitting back together. So
Surprisingly.
yeah. So they definitely have. I think that was their last drop for the year as far as movies.
Mhm.
But they did have Marvel Zombies that dropped this year. That was on the TV show side of things.
Huh.
What
Interesting.
else? What else dropped this year for Marvel? I want to say that was it. Actually, they didn't oversaturate this year, so I think that's what I feel like is kind of satisfying to me, that they didn't oversaturate everything and that they focused there. In which Marvel Zombies, I I I hate the zombie phase because it happened so long and it was like everybody was doing zombies and you know what I'm saying, the Walking Dead type stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, video games was over flooded with zombies. It was just too much zombies. So I absolutely hate the zombie thing, but I just kind of had to bite the bullet on that fact, and Marvel kind of pulled through with a great piece of work. You know what I'm saying, with Marvel Zombies.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying. It didn't. It felt. It's hard to explain, but it felt like its own cinematic situation, and I'm like, okay, dang, if you're gonna do a zombie apocalypse with Marvel, hey, that was a great way how to do that. You know what I'm saying. So, um, shout out to Marvel and this year's trying to know there's a lot of criticisms on the Thunderbolts and um, the Brave New World
Mhm.
and Fantastic Four, but again, they I feel like did a okay job kind of setting us up for what we've been waiting on, which is Avengers 5, and hopefully they will definitely follow through with what they were what they've shown us with Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doctor Doom.
Yep.
People are trying to figure out how they're going to link him to Tony Stark and all this other. Robert Downey Jr. played Tony Stark this whole time for 10 years straight as
Mhm.
Iron Man. So I think they're just trying to just make sense of things now. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Marvel. Good
Yep.
recovery. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I feel it can get better, and I feel it will definitely get better. Especially with this Avengers Endgames. They've released two trailers so far that were in front. There were trailers shown in front of the Avatar Ash and Fire or Fire and When I went to go see Fire and Ash, the Captain America, Steve Rogers trailer was the one that I saw. Now, some people have
Oh,
seen Ash and Fire recently, and it's been the Thor trailers.
mm.
So the way they're doing pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? How they're releasing these trailers because this Doomsday movie is going to be tremendous. It's going to be huge.
I mean, it has. I mean, it has to, especially when you got Robert Downey Jr. returning, but
I
just
mean,
playing.
it's just big him returning. Like it's just big. Like if you know the storyline of what this is, they're setting up Battle World, and Battle
Mhm.
World is humongous. And what I mean by humongous is they have every single Marvel character fighting each other. You
Ooh.
know what I'm saying? In this world controlled by Doctor Doom. He's like the king of this world. He puts it together, and it's like this battle royale, and they're killing each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Every Marvel character. I didn't say superhero. I said character.
Mhm.
That includes villains. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're building up to. But for Doomsday to come through and what Doomsday is supposed to be, it's already that's going to be big within itself. They did a trailer. I don't know if we watched it here, but they did a trailer.
Nah.
I think we did actually. They did a trailer where they showed all the chairs and they
Oh
had like
yeah, yeah. We
names and
did. We
stuff
did.
like
We
that.
definitely did.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we definitely did
with
that.
that and that was in reportedly according to sources that wasn't even half of the cast. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, jeez, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
That's like. It's like.
one name I
Wait.
didn't see in there though is my girlfriend Scarlett Johansson. I don't think she
Uh.
returning at all, bro. So
Oh no.
I think that's it for Scarlett. I don't know if they're going to just it is. You know, she's dead. She ain't coming back. There ain't no comeback. There ain't no alternate universe. I mean, there is an alternate universe version of her, but I don't think they're going to try to replace her or nothing like. Well, they already did with her sister, but I'm saying like another redhead Scarlett
Hmm. There's no way.
Johansson is not going to show up. Now,
Oh,
I
it's
think
definitely
I
not
think
gonna. Not gonna
I,
happen.
I think she burnt the bridges on that, or she just totally just kind of like same thing with She Hulk. That lady, she's totally burned the bridge and she's gone. I think Brie Larson is actually gone as well.
Oh, wow.
So we may not be getting those people back stuff, but regardless, we got some people that we wanted back anyway. Steve Rogers,
Yep.
Thor, you know, like some of
Yep.
the originals, you know, some of the originals that didn't die. Well, Steve kind of died, but he didn't at the same time. Anyway, regardless, good job Marvel this year. Good job Marvel. Another movie this year that was very very controversial and it was talked about a lot was
Mhm.
the movie Sinners. Did you
Really?
happen to have that chance to watch that?
I got to see bits and pieces of it. Like as I kept coming up and down stairs, my fiance was watching it, and I kind of came in from time to time, watch a little here and there. So, I got to see a little bit of it, but not the full blown of it because
Okay.
my fiance is being the more of the movie guru, like not say movie guru, but she's the one who's literally like, nothing else better to do. I'll just watch movies, and she pulls up anything that catches her mind. Like right now, the only movie she has not seen yet is the second Wicket, which I know we're going to be talking about later down the road. So I just want to bring that up. So, but she's been asking about that, and I'm like, look, I don't know. But yeah,
Actually,
I did get.
I didn't even see that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even
Yeah,
see
I
Wicked 2.
same
Let
here.
me dang it. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, I haven't got to see Wicket too. Oh, there he is.
Yo, Sandstorm, welcome to the VitoVerse. What's cracking, bro? Happy New Year.
Hi, Happy New Year.
Yep.
Thank you for having
Happy New
me.
Year. Yep. Yeah.
This is our
Don't mind me.
the OG co-host Sandstorm, along with the other
Yep.
co-host Noto. We are in a great start of this new year, so thank
Yep.
you for coming through, Sandstorm. or basically just talking about some of the movies that's dropped this year.
Mm-hmm.
The topic is, uh, was 2025 a trash year for movies and shows, or was it a okay year, or was it a dope year? And so we kind of given we started off with Marvel and what they had to contribute to this year, and now we're kind of going towards other cinematic drops.
Okay.
Right now,
Yep.
I just said something about
Well,
Sinners and how
Yep.
that was critically acclaimed as one of the best movies of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Action movies, actually. I was picking Noto's head on that and trying to see, what he thought about it. Um, have you seen it?
Centers, I have not. My wife has, but I have not checked it out yet.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you just like so basically just like me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pot. Me, on
Yeah.
the other hand, I had a chance to watch it. It has a very interesting story of development that it just kind of just shows the artistic mind of both Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Bouncing ideas off each other and stuff like that. So, but going into the movie, well, first of all, when we first saw the trailer, the very first trailer, we didn't know what it was. We knew it was gonna be
Yep.
some horror stuff and all that. We was like, what kind of movie is like there's twins or something like that or what's going on? And then later on, we were like, we heard it was vampires. We was like, oh snap, this is a vampire movie. Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So going into it, you know what I'm saying? People are like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be an action movie, a vampire, this and the third. I did not know. I don't know how true this is. This could be a rumor. This was so. You remember when they kept canceling the Blade movies?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There were scripts that were sold and written and trying to be given during this time for like that. One of these scripts happened to be Sinners.
Oh, okay.
So this was actually rumored to be one of those scripts that was turned away from Marvel. That's
You
why
know,
Ryan
Mm.
Coogler was making it and all this other stuff.
what's funny is I think I remember hearing this because I think when we I won't say it got the original Blade script, but one of the Blade scripts leaked, and I do remember it sounded like awful familiar to what Sinners is right now. And I do remember that like hitting like the Twitter space and a lot of people feeling um not too happy about it. They made it sound like it was boring, but maybe that's just from like a like holistically a Blade perspective. Because from like everybody that I've heard who's actually like watched this movie, it was a really good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I heard too.
Honestly, as I watched it, I didn't think Blade because I didn't have that in my mind yet.
Right.
So I watched it as what kind of movie is Ryan Coogler making with this? With like, I trusted them as being fellow nerds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Him and Michael. You know what I'm saying? And just to hear that Jonathan Majors actually was supposed to be the other brother, and then all that legal stuff start happening where he couldn't be able to shoot, and that yeah, hey, I'll play the other brother. What you gonna play the? Yeah, we're gonna make them twins. That honestly made this more creative. You know what I'm saying? And for him to play two different people, you know what I'm saying, with two, and they're supposed to be interacting with each other. That is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it shows his range, and it shows the writing was, you know what I'm saying, like they did a good job rewriting or whatever the situation may be. The whole little shebang bang, but the whole point of that movie that I got out of it was a sense of fighting against the colonizers type situation or fighting against your oppressors. And honestly, it felt like that, and it really did. A spiritual look at it, you metaphorical look at it in so many ways. But I think one of the biggest things was, you know what I'm saying, like fighting against the oppressed. But what's crazy is your oppressor, and what's crazy, we're thinking, okay, colonizers and white people, is that what we're talking about? No, the dude, the vampire that brought that vampire stuff to the black people, he wasn't racist at all. He was Irish, and where he was from, his people were like mistreated and turned.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Some crazy stuff. That's why he became a vampire, or not why, but he ended up becoming a vampire, running away because he went into the arms of a vampire. And long story short, he got transformed, and now he's trying to spread his way of, what I'm saying, like seeing the world like we can all be together, we can have it this way, this and the third, blah blah blah. We gotta fight our oppressors. He was actually trying to usher that in, but of course the twins were like, nah, we just trying to have a bit of what the heck we got. You know what I'm saying? They were actually Chicago gangsters, and they came back home trying to be businessmen and stuff like that, and they were trying to do the same thing. So it's basically just a big circle of fighting the oppressors and becoming, you know what I'm saying, I guess a glimmer of wealth or hope or whatever for your community and stuff like that, changing the community. So
Okay.
it has a deeper meaning, but it definitely, as far as action wise, yeah, it was dope. It was straight. The action only happens, when the vampire stuff start popping off.
Right.
Yeah.
The only part that I see that always makes me die is the ain't you gonna let me in?
Yo. Oh yeah. Yeah. I
Come
remember
on
that.
now I got to get over here. Come on, now. No, that is the craziest scene, because like how Michael B. Jordan even got pulled. He got pulled out, and he was about to get pulled out and get, you know what I'm saying, like eaten up. But then he had like the way he did it. It was so like, bah, and he like shot him in the face. I was like, oh, the way he did it was so smooth, man. That was crazy. I was like, that would have been a Blade move. That definitely would have been a Blade move. I was like, yeah, I could see that later on. I was like, once I heard about the Blades, I was like, oh, I can see it. I can see it. Once I start putting Blade in it and what he could have been and who could have been Blade and stuff, I was like, oh yeah, I can see that. I can see that. That would have been cool. That would have been a different origin story, but that definitely would have been cool. But definitely over just Sinners by itself, phenomenal movie. I think they did a real good job on it. A lot of other people do think the same thing. But it definitely was like one of the movies of the year, most talked about. And I think mainly because women was up there just lusting over Michael B. Jordan. I think that's just one of the
Pretty much.
Yeah. What else is there?
That sounds about right. Literally.
But definitely, let's see, another movie that came out, that was, let me see, did Ballerina come out this year? I think Ballerina came out this year. That was a
Yes,
spinoff
it did.
of that was a spinoff to John Wick.
Yeah.
I heard negative reviews on it. I
Really?
didn't see it.
I think
Yeah.
it was undeserved for the negative reviews.
Okay, so you were able to see it?
Yes, I watched it. I think it was undeserved, especially because people came in expecting this to be like the girl John Wick, and they don't make it like that. Like it's like so from the perspective, and this is not giving anything away. I mean, most people who have watched John Wick 1 through 3 should already know that there's multiple assassins out there, right? Like there's multiple assassins out there, and they all tight, like in their own way. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, yes, John Wick is probably, one of the best of them, or if not the best of them, right? He's a legend, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't discredit all the other people who are assassins in that world, right? They're all dope.
Legends.
They've all been trained, right?
Yeah.
So like her in this movie, she's really dope compared to regular people. But even in that regards, like they even said at the beginning, like, you're smaller, you're more petite, than than anybody else. So you have to work with what you have to work with, right? And so
Makes
the
sense.
action scenes and everything are dope, but they're complementary to her specifically, right? So story wise, I think it was a really good story. I think it was really well done. Um and fighting wise, I think it was a phenomenal. They have phenomenal fight scenes. And then to come all the way up to the end point, like I think that was good and well done too. I think it was. I think you do. I won't say you do a disservice to yourself to not watch the movie, but I do think you do a disservice to yourself watching the movie thinking that this is going to be a girl John Wick when it's not. Like this ain't no Queen Latifah type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like this is this is somebody else and their assassin story in the world of John Wick. That's all it is.
And those parents just think I'll just more of look at this from outside the box, pretty much
Mhm.
in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, cuz she's not she's dope, but you can tell by watching her in the fight scenes that she's
Mhm.
not equivalent to John Wick.
Right.
Um because she gets whooped a lot, like beat up a lot. But it's like her at adversary to like just trying to keep pushing herself to be able to like beat even the regular people that she's facing. Like that's what makes it dope. And the ballerina side is I can't remember what her name is, but you see her in John Wick 2, um the lady who plays Morticia. So you kind of see
Oh.
Morticia Adams, but you
Oh,
see
you mean the new Morticia
no,
from the
no, no, no.
Wednesdays?
The old Morticia from the 90s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's the one who plays like the head of the ballerinas, if you would. So like when you
Ooh.
see her in John Wick 2, is John trying to escape um from the situation that happened in 2. Like, he shot up whoever he was supposed to shoot up, and now all the assassins are after him because
I
he shot
remember
up.
that. You talking about John Wick too?
Yeah.
I remember that scene.
And yeah, and he goes to them, and you see kind of a little
Yeah.
scene of them like doing the on the tippy toes
Yep.
thing, and they hurt
They're doing their
themselves,
look.
and you can
Yeah.
see all the. Okay, so this whole faction is about them specifically, and I don't
Mm.
know where in the timeline it specifically takes place. I think parts of it take place during that spot because you see that scene, but it gives you more context to that scene and John and what exactly happened in between there with the ballerina, the main girl, and John Wick.
Okay.
And then you fast forward to like all the stuff that happened after 3 or 4, with her and everything that's going down. So it's specifically about a whole different faction that John really doesn't have anything to do with outside of him going there for 2. So it's about them as an assassin. So like I said, like all the negative reviews and stuff, I imagine they come from, well, they've tried to replace uh what's his name with another girl, and it doesn't have the same
Um,
flair.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves with a girl, and it just doesn't have the same flair. No, it's not like that. They are making a wholly different story about it.
And that, but see, and that's the thing. That's the problem I have with like people who like critics or people. And this is me. This is just me talking. Like this is why I have a problem with like certain people or critics that basically look at things from one side of the perspective of movies and not look at it from the outside the box. Where it's
Hmm.
like it's more to it than you think, but in reality, it's like you're just looking at it like, oh, this is like you said. This is just John. Like this is a replay, replays of John Wick. No, it's not. It's literally like this is a whole totally different story with a totally different person with their side, with their story.
Yep.
It's like, and it's always with every single movie. It's always going to be something that's always got to be turned around. I'm like, why? And that's why it's. And I hate to say this, but this is why I don't like look at critics and stuff because it goes all around the board for just not just movies, like TV shows,
Hmm.
anime, video, all the stuff around the board. Everybody has their critique to something, and nobody, and they're always never satisfied. So it's like, can you just accept it for what it is and look at it from a totally different perspective?
Right. Right.
So
The
I
problem
mean,
is
that's
when you attach the big name, the franchise name to a movie, then it
Mm-hmm.
takes away from the movie. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
I agree.
once they said John Wick's universe, people
They
They're
they
expected
start
John
thinking,
Wick.
expect it
oh,
to
it's just
be
yeah, is this gonna be like John Wick exactly like? No, it's the fact. So if they would have made it more like and kind of emphasize it to people, which it still would have got criticized and stuff like that. But if they would
Mm-hmm.
have
true, but
emphasized it to
still,
people, like, look, this is a faction. They have different like factions of assassins and stuff like that. You got your ballerina. On John Wick 2, this is this is where they come from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They came out and they,
yep.
explain that, or have a YouTuber or somebody that comes out and say, look, hey, before you go see it, this is what this is, blah blah this and the
Mm-hmm.
third. I think a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff would be better, you know what I'm saying, better understood going into a movie. That's
Hmm.
why I think a lot of people now literally might YouTube it to see what a critic is saying, or a YouTuber is saying, because we're gonna be completely
Yeah.
honest. Like, hey, this is what this is.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
Yeah.
explain it. They're gonna have a lot more passion and respect for the craft. A critic would. A critic is just trying to get paid and put some stuff in a publishing situation and stuff like that. Where a
Yep.
YouTuber, we're not getting, a lot of, some of us are not getting paid to say this stuff. We're doing for the strictly for the love of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes.
Right. I would
And
say too. I would say too. Also with that too. I think part of the problem is, and I know why they did it. We all know why they did it. But they put I believe from what I can remember, they put John Wick in the trailer, and
yeah,
Yep.
they did.
he
They put
is
him in the. They actually put him in the poster.
yeah, and that's
Uh huh.
and so then it automatically assumes, like, even if it is about her, either A, she's gonna be the next John Wick, which isn't true, or B, she's being personally mentored by John Wick, to be the next assassin. Now I'll say this, and this is also not giving anything away. He does have a conversation with her, and that conversation does float through her head throughout, like, the whole time and the whole career, or like her whole, like, the whole movie. But it's
Yeah.
not like I'm mentoring you, or like I'm trying to show you the way. It's like food for thought, because what you about to experience for this rest of this movie, like, think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. So he says, so in his brief. So as a matter of fact, how I was telling you, the part they show, the part of John Wick 2, and like give it context. That's the piece of the context. Like, she runs when he walks in there, obviously everybody knows who this dude is, right? Everybody knows who John Wick is. So when he walks in, she actually bumps into him before he goes into old girl's office. And she asks him a question, and he says, like, basically, for lack of better words, think about it. Like, think about your actions. Is this really what you want to do? And then he moves on. That's it. And that holds weight all the way to the end of the movie. That's it. That's it. Like,
Because
he
John Wick
doesn't.
don't talk. He just
No,
Yeah.
that he only shows up in that part. He only shows up in that part, and even in that part, that is a memory that she has. It's not even like,
see it in
right
real
then
time.
and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then you see him once at the end. That's basically it. So it had nothing to do with like him mentoring, or him trying to find a protege, or
You know what I
anything like
wish
that.
they would have stood up here and said it was about, or like.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the TV show they had? They had a it's about the hotel stuff.
Yeah.
The hotel, like, if they would have
Yeah.
just said the assassin world of John Wick, I think people would have understood it a little better, because they had a TV
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
They had a TV show, and that had nothing to do. You didn't see Wick at all.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they didn't say nothing. They didn't mention them nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had something to do with the Continental, the Hotel Continental. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
I think that's why I
So-
said, I think that's why it was the problem, because they put John Wick in the trailer. So you assume that he had like some sort of heavy
Complete.
role within in the movie, and he didn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
But all right. So let's get to a couple more movies, you know what I'm saying, that were some of the big ones that were either big disappointments or big box office
Okay.
hits. But we had Superman. Superman was released this year. I want to say it
Is
was
that the
released.
documentary one?
No, Superman itself. Superman.
Oh, okay.
It was released July 11th. The James Gunn Superman, which is basically, I believe a spinoff is actually releasing this year, which is Supergirl.
Yes. Yep.
And also, too,
Interesting.
Peacemaker, the TV show Peacemaker, second season, loosely had some of those characters from Superman in it. Did any of you know though? Did you watch it or
No,
movie?
like I said,
no?
The Superman movie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I did.
Absolutely.
Like I said.
So,
Yes.
all
I
right, so
definitely did.
what did you think about this adaptation of Superman?
I loved it. I loved it. And I argue that this I'm gonna say this first because I don't want anybody jumping on here talking about how dare you and yada 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 and blah 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 blah.
Here we go. Let's go.
I don't necessarily think he plays a better Superman than what's my man's name?
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry Cavill. I don't necessarily think he plays a better Superman. I think he plays a really good Superman in a different perspective. Like, I think he plays a justified good Superman in a different perspective. Because looking at them two, the Superman that Henry Cavill plays is a Superman like, I'll whoop anybody. Like, bring him in my face, I'm whooping you. Like, you finna get beat. And he's serious. He's the more like serious Superman. And like he's like the cool Superman, if you would. Like Henry Cavill is like the cool Superman.
Yeah.
The Superman that we got now is like how I imagine Superman to like be in real life if I was watching the old comics. You know what I mean? Like the old the Super Friends like Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like he's smart, but he's not like super intelligent smart. You know what I mean? Like
Nah, Cuz was dumb on here. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna,
like
this
like-
dude was stupid in this. I was like, dude, really?
Yeah, like
nah.
on everything, his solution is I'll beat it up. Like that's like Henry Cavill's is like more cunning than this Superman. This Superman is like, I'm stronger than anything, so like why would I have to think about anything when I could just beat it up? You know what I mean? Like
What the heck?
but he's really like that. And I'm saying like and to watch the back and forth banter between him, Lois Lane, all the other
I
superheroes
love that.
is
That
great. It is
Man.
great. It is great. And I think even to step back from that, I think I told Vito this when I first watched it. I think that superhero movies in general have become boring because they all follow one of two formulas. If it's an origin story, it is origin, finds out they get powers or have powers, shows off powers because they think it's really cool. Something happens to either them or their family, and then they lose to whoever is the bad guy, and then they have their retribution moment. Or it is person already has powers, everybody or nobody knows that they have powers except for a few people. They are struggling to find their identity. They fight the main bad guy and lose, and then they have their redemption moment and they win, right? Superman doesn't do any of that. Like it does, but it doesn't. So instead of starting off, because we already know the Superman origin, right? It doesn't start off with the origin, so you don't have to worry about that. It starts off with him getting his butt whooped instead of him actually fighting to be a hero, right?
Oh,
and people are watching him get dropped, like, and then he leaves to do some stuff and comes back and gets whooped again. So it's like As a matter of fact, most of the movie, most
He
of
was
the first
getting
half of the
he was
movie,
getting his
he was
tail
getting
whooped.
whooped. And I like that. I like that. I love the fact that it's one of the characters that you would deem one of the most powerful characters in all of
Mhm.
comics, and he's getting whooped most of the time. And
Now, granted, we find
No.
out later on why he's getting whooped.
right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? He's pretty
and
Look,
much beating his
look,
own tail.
right.
wait. All I can say to that point is like it's about darn time.
You know, and
No,
it's
but no, for who it is though. Once
you
you find out
realize,
why he's
oh,
getting beat, it
okay,
makes it okay. Yeah,
yeah,
you will
but
get beat up.
Okay, but
even in that
I'm still
sense,
gonna say the same thing. I'm still gonna say the same thing. It's about darn time.
but even in that sense, I like how they chose to use Lex Luthor in a different way, right?
Uh-huh.
Like
Yep.
they didn't use him as the person who's got a lot of money, so he's just using his money to try and like out money technology wise to beat Superman. Like this man,
He was like a
he's
ambassador
obsessed.
thing. Yeah.
Like he's obsessed. He's obsessed with beating Superman to the point where he uses that obsession to his advantage. And I like that. Like
Yep.
there's never been a time in any almost any depiction of Superman and Lex Luthor where you find that Lex has like nailed it as to how much he knows Superman to this point. Like it is really, really well written in that aspect. And so because of that, like this movie was and to be honest with you, I walked in the movie like this is gonna be like an alright movie. Like this is an okay movie. And I came out like this is probably one of my favorite movies of the year so far. Like it definitely caught me off guard. Plus, they added the Super Friends without saying the Super Friends and included the Hall of Justice on top of that. And I was like, okay, y'all know, yeah, y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all doing the old school stuff. I like that.
I like Crypto's involvement and how when he comes around, it's like do he even know you? Like he loves you.
Right.
Obviously, you familiar, you family, but like, did
But he
you
don't
really
know you
train
like
him?
that.
He
Yeah.
ain't really listening to you like the way
Right.
he's supposed to. Why is he not? And then at the end, you're like,
That's why. That's why.
and in a real funny way. That's what's crazy. And
But
so,
but it's funny because he even says like, "This is not even really my dog," and you
Yeah.
like, "What you mean? Like, it ain't your dog." Like, what?
Like,
Now we just disowning dogs around here? Like, this is a super dog, bro. What you
he got
talking about?
your family crest on the back of his cape and everything.
Yeah,
He
like,
ain't yours.
oh
Yep.
man, that's crazy.
He the last.
Wait,
Look, he the
what?
last animal from your planet. Like, come
Hey,
on,
man,
man.
You
He
gonna
ain't
treat him
yours.
Man,
like
what?
that?
Did you like woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or did you eat something wrong, or what the heck just happened? Jeez,
Yeah,
man.
and to
Yeah.
go into that, like you see it in the trailer at the beginning of the trailer. To go into that and watch him like be all playful with Superman, you like, oh, like, yeah, this makes sense. Like for it being your dog and you never being home, I can understand why he's acting that way. But
Yeah.
it's like, oh, but this ain't even your dog.
This
So,
ain't even
like,
your dog, though. But
like-
also too, hey, it always bugged me, even over the years. Even if I never read the comic book of when Crypto came on the scene, right? It always bugged me, like, okay, if he was the last one, then living being from Krypton and stuff like that. Where did the dog come from? Was it in
Yeah,
the
how did
ship
he
with
get out
him?
of
Like,
there?
how did he
Yeah.
get this dog? Like, the explanation at the end of this was like, oh, okay,
makes
because
sense now. Yeah.
then the explanation of even the other person, you know what I'm saying? That okay, that made sense. Okay, Vegeta, you went that way, and Goku, you went to Earth. Okay, cool.
Yep.
That makes sense now. And you had the dog with you, Vegeta. Vegeta, you had the dog. So
Right.
because honestly, from what this new trailer, I'm about right as far as their attitude. They're Vegeta. like she's Vegeta, bro. The way she's acting
yeah.
in this trailer, she is Vegeta. Like I did 100%. She's an angry person. That's why She came in there drunk.
Right.
Remember she came in there drunk or
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Oh boy.
yeah, and of course I'm just talking in like code because
Yeah.
of Sandstorm,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to
Oh
ruin
yeah, I
that.
know.
But yeah, yeah. But definitely, man. Definitely, I think it was definitely a very decent movie, a solid movie or a way to amp on DC James Gunn. So also too, like I said, Peacemaker season 2 was phenomenal. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Again, it ties in to James Gunn little universe. So, but also too the way James Gunn handled that, he multiversed that, and like it's crazy how he did it. And I was like, I rocks with that because if you watch the first Peacemaker season,
Mm-hmm.
it was tied into that last Zack Snyder's or whoever's universe that was for Man Stuff or whatever with Campbell, with Henry Campbell and stuff. That
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
tied
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah.
The second season, it explained how it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like how they went to another situation. So you know what I'm saying? I like that. I like that. Another big movie. Let me see. Another big movie, which is crazy.
Uh-oh.
Another big movie of the year, which I still have not watched, is Lilo and Stitch.
Mm.
Oh
Had to lighten up the
God.
mood real quick. Lilo and
Oh. Oh.
Stitch. Now, how do y'all feel about Lilo and Stitch, and did you guys check it out?
One, you already know my answer, so that's. But I can't explain how I feel about that. Well, I can say one, no, I have not seen it, and two, I don't want to see it because I have a very big problem with all these Disney movies being to live action. I think there's only certain specific ones that actually were okay as live actions, but other than that, I don't know. I don't know. It's I'm so used to the cartoons. I'm
Yeah.
I'm used to the cartoons. I'm used to like the classics and different things of that. But like I said, they're only specific ones that I let it slide. But again, we also did get alternate versions of the stories that I think we had said before in the past, like Maleficent for a prime example. Like,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
we basically says like, we have our opinions about Maleficent. It's like, we don't want to know about the villains and their side stories and everything else, but I think it kind of still fits in. Well, like using Maleficent as a prime example, I like it because it's a totally different perspective of things. And this, like I always said, I like to see things from a totally different perspective. At the same time, you still getting the exact same story, but seeing from a totally different perspective. So for Lilo and Stitch, again, I it's hard for me to get into live actions of cartoons that we all fell in love with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That
Hate to
already
say it,
exist, and y'all
that
doing the
already
same
exist.
exact thing, just live action. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But I do understand Disney is trying to bring these all into live actions. I get it. They're trying to do what they're trying to do, but it's not. It's always going to be some type of almost every single one. So I mean, since almost every single one's going to have some type of controversy, or someone's not going to like it for this reason or that reason or whatever the situation. So it's like, why dip your hands into something that you know is not going to work, that people are so used to, and trying to bring it to the new genre or new
Mhm.
generation. I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, I cannot. And I'm already heard about other ones they're actually bring to the table, and I'm like, y'all really trying to push that. So yeah, I have a very bad gripe with that very much. I'm sorry, but
Gotcha.
I can't.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, I holistically agree with Noto. I struggle. There now. Don't get me wrong. There are some like even when we were as like kids, I'm like, man, this would have been real cool if this was like if there
Live
was a
action.
real version of this. But like Disney has like struck they found lightning in a bottle with like one title and felt like they needed to move it to everything, and that just
Hmm.
simply is not the case. Um, I know that they're trying to do this whole situation where it's like this is this is how y'all grew up, watching these shows. Like now it's time for your kids to watch these shows, but like you can present them in live action. So for an adult, this is a new perspective, but for your kids, this is like something that they may be more engaged to. They're not, at least not my kids. Like I,
Yeah.
I mean, and I guess my kids are a little bit older, but it still doesn't like flow right. I don't know if this is going to be in the lineup. Um, but like perfect example is Moana. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
Moana 2 had just came out and then we got an announcement of like real Moana coming out and it was like why would you do that?
Why?
Like
Hmm.
you just not only are you one cannibalizing your own sales, but like two, like Moana is still a fresh movie. Like this isn't
Oh yeah.
it's not like
Years and
Beauty
years
and the
down the
Beast.
line.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's not like any of those. And to be honest with you, the only movies that work are grounded movies. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like so like 101 Dalmatians, grounded.
Yeah. Agree.
That worked for me. That was
Yeah.
those were great movies.
Yep.
Um, I actually like Jungle Book. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I enjoyed Jungle Book. I thought it was
I did too.
reasonably well done.
Hmm.
Movies that start to tend and to
I
move
think
into
Mowgli
that.
was done better.
Well, Mowgli, it was done better. But
Hmm.
either way, like that franchise, if that's what you want to call it, like
Mm.
that works. Like I think overall it works. You have, one real person, and this person, his perception is different from like other people because he can understand the other animals, right? So
Mhm.
like that works. But then when you start getting into Lion King, you know what I mean? Like where all of them are talking, and then like Mowgli is different. Mowgli and Jungle Book are different. You don't get a bunch of songs
Hmm.
in Jungle Book. You get maybe about three
Couple.
or four. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
mostly story. Mary Poppins is all holistically a story thing, but it's all real with cartoon
Hmm.
stuff in between. But when you look at or not Jungle Book, Lion King, like that's a musical. So like Lion King has a whole bunch of singing, and you're doing it in all CGI and all that stuff, and it just doesn't feel right. And I think at this point Disney is like, what else we got? What else can we throw in there? We're hearing about Bambi being a live action. Don't do that. Like
Yep.
not even for the musical.
Tangle's another one.
Yeah, don't do that. Like it doesn't
Oh
like
yeah. Mhm.
all of these don't need to happen. If you're gonna
What?
do stuff that's like more like closer to the chest, that's reasonable. Pocahontas, Pocahontas could work. I think Pocahontas could work because
If
it
if
deals
if they
with
do it
more
correctly.
right. It deals with more real people. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Like so that interaction of like reality is really kind of there. Toy Story, absolutely. Do not touch that. Absolutely do
Yes.
not touch
Do
that.
not.
Like, don't do it. Don't do it. You
Look,
know what I'm
look, no,
saying? Like
no. Let me this was I will lose, and there's no way you can actually turn this into a live action, a Goofy
no.
movie. If you turn this into, you cannot. If you, I will burn. I will. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's how
It's
much.
not
That's how much.
it can't work.
I know that.
Hunchback of Notre
Yeah,
Dame? Maybe. You know what I
No,
mean?
that
Like
can definitely
yeah,
work because it was a live. The reason why is because it was a live action. They actually
yeah.
made that
true.
into a
Yeah,
cartoon. It was a live action before anything. It was like a play or
yeah.
something like
So,
that.
yeah. So
So
if they actually do it, like again, if they do it correctly from the actual play whatsoever, then
mhm,
we're fine with that. We're fine.
yeah. Don't yeah, but you can't keep turning all of our franchises, the Rescuers Down Under. Please don't make that a live action.
Oh
Like
my
that
god, I will lose
the
my.
rescue
Oh my
yeah,
god.
like these
Hey,
these
they gonna
things
make
don't
Darkwing Duck.
you know what I'm
Don't
saying?
even
Like
dare.
what's the Rescue Rangers? Don't turn Rescue Rangers
They
into
already did.
live action. Oh, oh
Oh
yeah,
no,
they
Yeah,
did.
no,
They
oh yeah,
did.
yeah.
They did.
they did the
But
like
they
the
the way
mixture
they did
between.
it was hilarious though. It was funny. It was they was actually on that. They were like talking about the cartoon part and they address these things that you talking about. Watch that movie. You'll see exactly what I'm talking. They address it. They talk about it and they poke fun of it.
I was
So
very
I think
scared to watch. I was very scared to watch that.
So
To
I
be
think
honest, I
that
was very
works out because we were in a time of like things actually being funny, like and you not being serious,
Yeah.
like Alvin and the Chipmunks, like those things are funny, and you can make them. They don't take themselves serious, and I think that's also the problem with like Disney movies that are like live action now. They actually take themselves serious, like so
yeah.
it's like, and when they do, it's like the stuff that's supposed to be funny comes off cringe, like
Yup.
it wasn't supposed to be funny like that, you know. Like, so but yeah, long story short, I did not watch it. I don't really have any real want to watch it. If it comes on and it's at my house and it's already on, I may glance at it, but
It's on
I'm
Disney Plus
oh, I know, but I'm not
Yeah.
going out of my way to like
to go
go
watch it and
find
stuff. Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
else has already be watching it and caught me off guard.
Like, oh
Um,
dang, man, you got me.
yeah, like I'll check out 10
Yeah.
Yeah,
minutes.
I'm
I'm
about to sit
giving you
here.
10. Any more than that, if you're not good, I'm going to go
Look,
do whatever I was supposed to be doing.
that's almost like the thing that I do with my fiance. She don't really tell me anything. She'd be like, I'll like whatever she's watching. If I come downstairs from the laboratory and like trying to find something to eat, I'm like, all right, what are you watching? Like, okay, like I'll be like, all right, I'll check a few minutes of it just out of curiosity, and then I'll be like, all right, I'm going back upstairs.
Yep. You got 10 minutes. 10 minutes? Wait, you missed this part. You got 9. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
back
yeah. She does that. I was like, oh, check out this funny part. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, okay, but why you actually want me to watch this funny part when it's like,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
care.
Yep.
All right, so just to kind of
So,
piggyback off that and kind of steamroll through this,
go.
Snow White was also released this year,
Mm-hmm.
live
Yeah,
action.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
I heard
Let me
horrible
see.
reviews on that one.
Oh yes.
Minecraft the movie.
I heard that was
That
actually
was a
funny.
frenzy. That was a frenzy. It was actually a funny movie. Jack Black, you can't go wrong
Yeah.
with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think was it Jason Momoa was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. So I mean, they had some live actions that were they were funny. That was, but yeah, turning Disney turning those cartoons, which I want to say we discussed that here one time, which
Mm-hmm.
is uh,
Hmm.
these movies were the cartoon movies were always meant to be live action,
Mm-hmm.
time and
Hmm.
money and budget for it at the time, so they cartooned them and animated them. And now that that technology is where it is, and Disney is pretty much a juggernaut, they're like, yeah, we can do it now, especially for the newer generation. And of course, like I've said plenty times here, these movies aren't for our generation, and
Yeah.
we know what's meant for us. We know what's meant for this newer generation. But even with Sandstorm's point, the newer generation ain't even watching it. So, you
Right.
know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying? It's just a learning curve, I think. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the animation field. I think a lot of kids are liking the like the CGI Zootopias and
Mm-hmm.
Kung Fu Pandas and stuff like that. They're not really gravitating towards these live action adaptations of stuff that we grew up on and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I think they would think these stories, because actually, once you think about it and you look at a Snow White, it's actually a boring story.
Yeah,
Like,
because some of these
that is a
stories are
boring
dated.
story.
Some of these
Yeah.
stories are dated. They don't. It's not like they are like uh re. What's the word? Not remastered. What's the other one? Remade.
Revamped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
revamped to like have an updated story that would be relatable to like anybody other now. Like these are old, like you said, boring stories. I would hate to have to go through a Sleeping Beauty's.
Oh,
Well,
oh
we
my
did go
lord,
through
yeah.
Sleeping Beauty
Yeah, we
and
did.
Snow White, but
Yeah.
and Cinderella. But like it's like thinking about all those
I
are
mean, but
really
Cinderella, sort of.
Cinderella got a pass. Alice in
Aight.
Wonderland got a pass. You know what I mean?
Well,
But like,
Alice in Wonderland is always interesting anyway, because Alice
yeah,
in Wonderland has a dark side to it.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yep. Oh yeah.
And then on top of that, you had Johnny Depp in it. So I mean,
Yeah.
come on now,
Yep, that's
you can't
why.
go wrong with
And
that.
wasn't Tim Burton was the one who actually did the Alice in Wonderlands
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and the
Yeah.
Phantom
Mm-hmm.
Looking Glass? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hmm.
So yeah, those are fun. I actually watched both of those too.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So another movie that came out this year that was I don't know if it was controversial, but it was one of the big drops, and that was Frankenstein.
Mm.
It dropped in November, which I think it was maybe the week after Halloween or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, from what I'm hearing, it actually has a bit of a mixed review going on. Now, I watched it.
Mhm.
Did you guys have a chance to
I did
watch it?
not get the opportunity to watch it. No.
Same
All
here.
right, no,
Like
all right,
I remember you brought it up to me to check it out, and I have not got a chance to check it out because I was actually very curious about it too, to be super
yeah,
honest.
yeah. It was So if you know the story of Frankenstein and the monster, of course, it
Yep.
kind of it definitely followed that formula.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it did feel like some of the. It was a very interesting way to do it, basically. I enjoyed it somewhat for the most part. There were some parts where I was like, "Hey, you could have left that out," or "Hey, you needed more contents in that," or "This could have been a bit longer," or you know what I'm saying, you could have drawn that out, or maybe y'all could have separated this and put more contents in it and make part twos or something like that. Uh, just to kind of give it like a little more of what they were doing far as the artistic standpoint. But
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, I mean, it literally classic Frankenstein creates a monster situation. You know what I mean? It was straight. It was cool. I think it's a I think it's more of a cheat code, some kind of reward at the reward shows or something like that. Going on a safe storyline the way they did it. Um,
A cheat
the
code.
um, the monster wasn't bad. The person that played him wasn't. I honestly felt like just the way he was, he did embody what a monster would be. I just feel like the monster learned too quick
Mm.
how to be human, and I I don't know, but it's definitely still like I would give it if I were to have like a score from like 1 to 10. I would definitely give it a maybe a 8 or 7.5. Definitely one of those.
Understandable.
And the wonderful thing is it was on Netflix, so you can take a break
That's what I
from it
remember.
if you
That's what I
want.
remember
You
too.
know what I'm saying, to it or whatever like that. You can separate it in two parts if you want. Like you know what I'm saying. Like sometimes like in your I don't know how y'all watch TV, but sometimes I have a long movie ahead or whatever like that, I might just pause it at a certain point that seems like it will be like a to be continued point and come back to it later. And that's how sometimes I watch a lot of these longer movies, especially that hit streaming platforms and stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, like Avatar, I literally did that on that. Well, not this last one. I went to the movies on that one, which we were going to talk about that as well. That was one of the biggest movies of this year.
Hmm.
But yeah. Overall, it was pretty dope. Now the criticism, some people are calling it boring. Some people don't like it. They thought it was cringe on a lot of things as far as like Frankenstein's love interest and she kind of liking him back type thing or whatever the situation may be. Some people didn't like how Frankenstein acted, how Victor acted or whatever.
Hmm.
Some people were annoyed that the monster kept saying Victor, Victor. He could say for like
That's
the longest,
stupid.
right?
I feel like that sounds
And I'm
stupid.
like, I'm like, dude, it's a dead brain that dude sparked
Yeah.
back alive. Like he's gonna be. Well, I don't know if he's gonna because we don't know if you can do something like that, but he's gonna be saying something like Victor or something like whatever. he's gonna be saying that over. It's like a toddler, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be saying the first thing they can mimic back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he comes like Victor, 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 and then like he learned language from a family that he ran into. You know what I'm saying? That he was protecting and all this other stuff from this old blind man or whatever like that. So that's how he learned language and he learned how to read there and stuff. So, but regardless, he was intelligent. He was intelligent very fast, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff happened quick, and a lot of stuff it didn't. I don't know, but regardless, people were criticizing those quicknesses and those flaws, and like it was like the terriblest thing ever. It wasn't. It was straight. You know what I'm saying? This ain't something that I'm like, yeah, go watch it. But I'm like, yeah, you get a chance. You do a nice little, you know, Frankenstein, you know, whatever, you know.
Yeah. Something to chill to.
Yeah, a little something. Let me see. There was a couple of like horror this year. Horror, the drops were,
Mm.
You know what I mean? I think was the final chapter of The Conjuring.
Yep.
That was okay. I watched that myself. That was dope. Weapons. This one movie called Weapons. That was hilarious, but also too it had a nice little mystery feel to it, right? You know what I'm saying? I definitely wasn't expecting what happened, what was going down in it. But did you guys get a chance to watch any of these horror movies?
The Conjuring. I did not see. My fiance saw it actually in theaters. She's been dying to see it because it's the final. So, she enjoyed it. So she definitely enjoyed that. Weapons. I never heard of that. So that's a new one. I was like, whoa.
That was the one with the kids running in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they was just
Yeah.
and they arms were out like this, and it was they were just
Oh,
doing
okay.
Yeah, doing on some Naruto
Yeah.
type stuff.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, in the
never
middle of
mind.
the
Now I know
night.
you're talking about. That's what,
Um,
like I'm like,
yeah, I remember watching. So this came out around my cousin's birthday. Shout out to Aaron. And I never got to. I didn't watch the whole thing. Actually, as a matter of fact, I didn't even catch a lot of it. I just remember the first part with all the parents and stuff coming at old girl.
Oh
Because she's
yeah,
the teacher and everything,
yeah.
and then like them showing up, knocking on her door and stuff like that. And then I want to say as I was leaving, the mom was doing some weird stuff in the car or something like that, or on some weird stuff, or she was looking from the car into the window or something, and she was doing some weird stuff. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you how they like found the kids or if they even found the kids because I left early. But
Dude, hey man, the ending is you gonna laugh at the ending. Like it was crazy, bro.
wow,
It
yeah,
was like Justice, like yeah, get him, get him. But it was crazy how it happened. You gonna laugh. It was cool. It was satisfying.
okay,
It was
okay.
satisfying. But like that.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it looked like something that was interesting. I didn't get the opportunity to catch the end of it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Also, they had Until Dawn, which is a video game that was made into a
Yeah,
movie. But
oh,
I
Sony hosted that one.
yeah, I watched it, and I watched. I don't know if I finished it. I can't remember if I finished it or not. But I was watching it, and it was. I, I don't know. I mean, just horror games in general. I feel like it brings a different feeling than it being a movie. If you were to put it and make it into a movie, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying. I really feel like horror games should stay not
They're
a
limited to
game, and I
games.
I believe a movie shouldn't be made into a game. You see what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah,
think they both should be separate because they
Now,
respectfully they kind of complement each other being separate,
yeah.
opposed to actually being
mhm.
as one, like a Friday the 13th or a Halloween video game or something like that.
Mhm.
It's cool, but it don't have a feeling of the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
or Until Dawn. It shouldn't be the movie because I was like, it just don't feel like, even though Until Dawn is kind of like how that one game me and you were playing, Odo, live.
Oh,
Uh,
the Corey, I think it
yeah,
was
the
called.
Corey, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Even though it's
definitely
like
interested.
that, where it's kind of like story driven and it's not too much
Mhm,
action play anyway, it's
mhm.
something about playing it the way we were playing, like actually playing it.
Where we actually can make the decisions and different things
Yeah,
like
we
that,
can make the decision
versus
opposed to it being, what I'm saying, like
straightforward,
a
basically.
like some or somebody's making the decision like where we
Mm-hmm.
can't control it. So it's something more captivating about playing it than.
Mm.
So same thing with Until Dawn. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way. It's like I'd rather have played it because I couldn't a decision situation. But what's crazy is how they kind of like revamp that is. Uh, Basically, they wake up again, they die, they wake up again,
Mm-hmm.
and then like they're making the decision to do something different this way, but when it's not the same, they're not waking up to the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The same scene. So
Yeah.
it's like it kind of throws their decisions off. You know what I'm saying? So it's still it's still one of those ones I'm like, I'd rather just have it as a game more than having it as a movie. But okay. Remember the movie 28 Days Later?
Mm-hmm.
20
Yes.
years later came out this
Mhm.
year. I think that's like another sequel. I think there was a one before then too.
20, it was
But I
20
have
days
not been.
later. It was 20 days later, then
Mm,
28 weeks later,
okay.
and
Yeah, yeah,
then I don't think they did months, but I know 20. I remember those two so far.
yeah. Yeah, okay, okay. So yeah, it's a franchise and it's a little serious.
Yeah.
I only saw 28 Days Later, so I haven't been keeping up with that. But that was dropped this year. A controversial horror movie, The Carpenter's Son. Have you heard of it?
Carpenter's Son. That's interesting.
That's all.
Mm,
What's up?
The
I'm sorry.
Carpenter's Son. Have you heard of it?
No, I
This
have
was
not.
a very controversial movie.
I have not.
So ultimately, this story is the story of Joseph, Mary, and Jesus
Okay.
made into a horror.
oh boy.
Oh wow.
So
No, not that.
Oh my god.
basically, what if
Y-
Mary listened
Yeah.
or got talking to by Satan and towards, you know, Satan's influence, and what if Jesus did the same thing?
Wow.
And then
Oh,
Joseph was like the one dealing with, like trying to hold them back and all this other stuff.
look, look, that alone, just you explaining that was already that's already controversial to begin with. So we
Yeah.
already just you just explain that was just alone. It's like no wonder why that was controversy to that situation. So that alone is enough. So I have look. I have no problem with people with their opinion to that one.
Mm,
I'm like, why would you? Why would you? Like, it's kind of like the thing we said. Like, what was it? A few years ago, we were talking like I think it was the time when we were talking about Thanksgiving. We were saying
mm,
like people are having a hard like they cannot figure out any other like any other horror movies they can think of. Like we were going through all the freaking seasons, you couldn't figure out any horror movie from that. Now you're doing it's like y'all really can't come out with any other ideas. So this is the part that y'all really want to push that button of all buttons. Really,
mm.
it's
Right.
like I'm like, come on
Y'all
now. It's
really
like
want to like the few Christian people that y'all already got coming to these horror movies, and then you want to do that.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's crazy.
I'm just like, look. I would be fine with you doing another like some new version of Jason or Freddy or I'm just saying. For example, I'd rather be less controversy with people just saying like, well, this was actually not great whatsoever. To this, where it's like, why would you do that? Like, I can tell like all of us on here will be on the same page on the same page with everyone else with this situation. I'm like,
Right.
I'm like, no,
Well,
like,
I I wouldn't watch it at all just because I feel like
Yeah,
stuff like this is blasphemous.
Yeah.
And,
it
you know,
is.
by me being, you know what I'm saying, a Christian, a believer, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying,
Yep.
like playing with God like that to me is like, yo, like,
Right.
yeah, I
Not
mean,
even from a different perspective view is
yeah.
like, nah, this is weird.
Weird ain't the
That's
word.
why I
Yeah.
never
Like,
watched the Book of Clarence. Even though it's not a
Oh,
horror or
yep.
nothing like
mhm.
that, they
Yep.
were
Yep.
playing with God at that point because it was
Yeah.
supposed
Mm-hmm.
to be he saw Jesus and he's a superstar and I want that fame, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna act like I can do miracles. Like even though there were people back then, actually we know about people back then that were actually doing it,
Hmm.
so it's actually kind of real that people
Mm-hmm.
were actually doing. It still it felt like a mockery. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Where I was kind of like I can't get with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Regardless.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Another controversial, which I don't think it was controversial. I think it was just more like people didn't know what to think of it. Also, on top of that, it was just kind of like, oh man, like this is a different take on horror. Was Michael Key Peel or whatever, Key and Peel, whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
Jordan
he made the
Peele.
movie Him.
Yeah.
He made the
oh
movie Him
yeah, yeah, yeah.
with the star football player and the up and rising football player.
Hmm.
This was a horror, like a horror movie about just that transition of superstardom and
Yep.
stuff like that, and sacrifices and
Mm,
stuff like that. So I didn't get a chance to watch that, but I
same.
heard a lot of people had mixed feelings as far as like, oh, you shouldn't watch it because it has some demonic this and the third, da da da. That's the Christians and stuff like that that's saying that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
then
Hmm.
there's some people that's saying like, dude, this was a like, wow, like this can meet our expect Illuminati and what we think is going on behind the scenes when
Hmm.
superstars become superstars and stuff like that. Like it was that kind
Yeah.
of, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying, type of movie. You know what I mean? So,
And
um,
when you think about it, it's like in wait, who was that? Who did that stuff? I think it was like Keen. Was it Keen or what's his name again? Who actually
Peel,
directed it or
Michael
made?
Peel,
Yeah, Keen. Yeah, Michael Peel.
yeah.
Usually, like his stuff is always good, anyways, because of like. But to go that route, I mean, it's again a totally different take of things. So I mean, his never all like none of his stuff is always or like a hit and miss situation. It's like it's just from his point of view and how he wants to take how he does his movies and what he want to do. So I mean, he's
Hmm.
And one thing I
that's why
like
I'm like,
about him, one thing I like about him is there's certain stuff that you don't even catch until later on, like the
yep,
movie Nope, like the movie Nope,
y- yep,
that alien, it
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
wasn't an alien, it was an actual angel.
mm-hmm,
It was a fallen angel that didn't actually, you know what I'm saying, like transform into us or whatever like that. He was still in his quote unquote form, and if you like see him open up when he opens up at the end and stuff like that, he's in his angelic form like that.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think that. I was thinking it was like some kind of monster. Like, oh, now he's trying to do monster movies now. You know what I'm saying? But no, I
Yeah.
was
mm-hmm,
like, wow, that's crazy. Because then there was other like hints that this was an angel later, like earlier, like especially with like the dude, the Asian dude that was like, come see the main attraction. We see the this and the da da da. They were saying scriptures during those times, and like they were kind of talking about this beast or whatever like that, and God is going to send this. You know what I'm saying? Like it was hints that this was like a twist to this whole little. It's not just a UFO or a balloon. It's something else. You know what I mean? So, or it's just entertaining the fact of like, what if we seeing when people see a UFO? What if it's not UFOs? What if it's like what if it's angels? Like what if these are the angels?
mm-hmm.
Aliens are the angels that we talk about. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of some one of those movies that like he talk. You know what I'm saying? And this one of them ones where
Yeah,
it's like, oh dang, this is Illuminati. This is what they do in the Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? So it's just,
Hmm.
he has those movies that
mm-hmm,
have like that talking point that we all talk about with our friends here and there. You know what I'm saying? So another movie that came out this year, I don't know if it went to the movies. I think it did. Anyway, Mickey
this one.
17. Robert, what's his name? Robert Patterson or Peterson or whatever.
Robert Pattinson.
Edward. Yeah, Edward.
Yeah.
Edward from Twilight. Uh, this movie came out. I don't think it had like a big score or anything like that, but it was supposed to be big. But I guess it kind of flopped or whatever. I actually saw it. It was actually a pretty funny movie. It was uh, just weird. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I can see why it flopped. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Another movie that was supposed to be a blockbuster, but still was like, well, we don't know if it'll perform well. Is Tron Ares.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was
that's
able
what
to
we
see
talked
this.
about.
I was able to see this movie. This movie was actually pretty dope as far as nostalgia. But I
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
also feel like it was kind of forcing certain stuff as far as the new stuff. But for the most part, it was kind of satisfying, but it was lacking in certain
Mm.
things. There was a storyline
Yeah, I remember.
that was already kind of like set from the second movie that we were kind of like, dang, and they kind of did not like. If you brought Jeff back, what happened to those actors that played in the last movie? What happened with that situation? So, but it still brought a another element. So if there's a Tron 4 or some type of series or something like that later on that kind of dives into this whole situation of how it ended and what was missing, I wouldn't be surprised. But overall, it was decent. It it didn't satisfy me as a Tron fan because I'm a huge Tron fan,
Mm-hmm.
but
Hmm.
it did kind of like excite me as far as the future. It kind of felt like hey, we kind of bringing Tron to the new generation, but look, we gonna really get into this franchise. That's what it felt like
Yep.
to me. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Okay.
Without actually
Agree.
saying it. You know what I mean? Another movie that came out, Star Trek Sector 31. I don't know if that came out to theaters or not, but that had Michelle Yee in it. She's been in Star Trek. I don't know which Star Trek that was, but she was in a recent Star Trek series or whatever like that. I think this is her spin-off movie or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Didn't hear too much about it. Haven't watched it. I'm a track baby. I don't know why I haven't watched it, but I will eventually watch it. Millie Bobby Brown had a early movie set on Netflix that came out this year called The Electric. This was actually trashed by critics and
Oh
people
no.
that
I'm.
watched it. I actually didn't like it either.
Oh
It lacked
no.
a lot. Like it was very cringe. It was very what in the world. Only thing I liked about it was the robots. Because other than that, it was. I think they missed the mark on that one. Whatever they were trying to make this
Mm-hmm.
apocalyptic, uh, futuristic world or whatever, it didn't really hit the note like it was supposed to.
Well, hitting like that, huh?
Yeah, yeah, it was
Oh
definitely
no.
definitely some Reggie. You know what I'm saying? Definitely some Reggie. Not no Zai. It was definitely Reggie. I didn't see this one, but Predator: The Badlands that came out
Oh,
this year. That was a
okay.
big blockbuster. I didn't
Hmm.
see the score on this one or not. Have you any of y'all seen it or
Of
heard
what?
anything?
What movie?
Predators: Badlands.
No, I actually have heard next to nothing about it.
Hmm.
The only thing that I've really heard about it is something being brought up. Like, hey,
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Predator's Badland, and I like, oh yeah, I forgot that was the thing. And we're like, yeah, me too. And that was basically like the end of the conversation. So,
Yeah, yeah. I know somebody from the job. He was like, "Hey, you see that Predator?" Like
Yeah,
he's
it's
watched
three.
the
It's three people.
channel.
Three of them.
He's watched the channel before,
Hmm.
and he came up to me and was, "You watch Predator's Badland?" I was like, "Nah," and he was like, "Why not? Why not?" I'm waiting for you to do a review. I was like, I probably won't see that until it gets on streaming. He was like, "Oh man, nah, man, it's good for the movies." I was like, "I don't really go to movies." I kept making all these excuses why I didn't see it. Right,
I
bro,
know. I know
you
but
ain't
exactly.
gonna
Look,
go see
look,
it. That's all I'm
and
trying to tell you.
look, and I know exactly what you're talking about too. Because and it's funny because I literally went up to. Well, I kind of went up to the theater, but not to go see it. I went because I was meeting my fiance basically around that area, and
Mm-hmm.
they were actually there. And I was like, it was like, what are you doing here? You go to watch? I'm like, no, I'm actually here waiting for my fiance to get up here, so I actually go, so we go to our appointment. That's where I came. That's the reason I'm here. I didn't come here for the movie. I came here just for to meet up, be in one car, and go to appointment. That's pretty much it. Nothing more. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
And it was the truth.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not like it's bad. I haven't heard anything bad about it. But
No, neither have I.
Yeah,
And it looks like it
same
looks
here.
like it's gonna be good.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
same
kind of
here.
thrown off, right? Because like it is like I'm so used to Predator being, you know what I mean? Like it, like not scary,
Just
but like a more of a thriller type of deal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And this is like moving into the like
Action.
action, yeah. So it's just like,
Action adventure. My bad.
yeah, and which is
which
cool,
mhm.
right? Is cool because you figured out a way to keep that franchise alive, right? So, and I think that's more important
Yes.
than anything, while still kind of staying true to like what Predator really is. Like, what is Predator really about? Is about, you know, the whole hunting situation. So
Yeah.
it's really not that bad. But like outside of that,
It's about hunting and evolution of species.
yeah, which to me is okay. I'm okay with that. It's just that like that whole situation of like how can you make this? I think it's kind of like Fast and the Furious. You know, Fast and the Furious did the whole
Mhm.
um, we're gonna make you know, turn this from racing, pure racer, into we're changing this into a
Action
over the top.
spy.
Yeah, so yeah, it's cool. It's cool. One day I'll get to it, but
Yeah.
you know, I just haven't yet.
Same thing with
Exactly.
Alien Earth.
Hmm.
I
I've
heard some
Yeah, I
good
forgot about
reviews
that.
about it,
Now I've
but
watched an episode of Alien Earth, and it is
yeah,
good. It is
yeah.
good.
All right, cool.
Right.
Yeah. I'm hearing good reviews, but not too many. You know what I'm saying? So I'll eventually
Hmm.
watch it, especially when I get Hulu again. Um, but until then, you know, I'll definitely keep that on the burner. Well, what I also heard was a good season this year was Foundation season 3.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
I first episode and I didn't pick it back up. I gotta finish that. But if you are a fan of Foundation and a fan of the books, this season is definitely it starts off with some gangsterness. You know what I'm saying? And the way the last season ended, um, you know, people probably had questions that didn't read the book. You know what I'm saying? Because they start introducing and talking about somebody that really wasn't talked about in the main first two. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole parts of the first season or the second season. He just got talked about and prophesied about at the end of the second season. But uh, if anybody reads the books or have read the books, y'all know this new guy, this new thing, this new threat. Yeah, it's about to go down.
Mhm.
So, but I've heard nothing but good reviews. And that's TV shows. That ain't even movies. Um, let me see. There was one more before I get into the end of the year wrap up. Um, Movies, the big blockbusters. Um, no. That was it. So we'll just get into the blockbusters of the end of the year that were set to be killing the box office
Mm.
and your TV screens, and that is Wicked for good.
Mm. Mm.
That came out.
Mm.
I don't know if the movie has mixed reviews, but I do know people have mixed reviews, and it's solely due to the two main actresses
And that's
Right.
I am not surprised.
being
I am not surprised.
being acting weird. So there's controversy around these two being
Super
weird
weird.
in public, and like it's
It's weird, bruh.
Yeah, and
What?
it's I think
Goodness.
it really has kind of messed up launch of Wicked for good. But I'm gonna start off with no, I know you haven't seen it, but
Hmm.
Sandstorm. Have you
Mm-hmm.
seen it?
Absolutely not.
Okay, okay.
There's nothing. So Baby Sandstorm has seen it. Shout outs to her. I mean, I guess that's cool, but like, I have
How does she feel
no,
about it?
I guess
I
it's cool.
have, I
That's
have
all right.
no interest, none whatsoever, to go see that movie at all in any kind of way. Like, nah, and they are weird. Like, they are weird.
Who are you talking about? The movie?
The two individuals, like, they have been made weird, and I don't care to see like them. Like, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. So it's one of those situations where it's like it's unfortunate because y'all so weird, but um I hope the
uh,
best. I hope the best. I hope the movie does numbers, the numbers that it needs to do. But like at this point in time, I just need y'all to get that weirdness together, like, cause y'all weird.
Are you weird,
oh,
homie?
oh,
You weird, and it's
oh.
not okay. Like, you real weird. So,
Because it's like, okay, here's the thing. I understand if somebody's gay and y'all in a relationship, but y'all not,
but
and
y'all not
there's weird, unnecessary
energy.
drama and energy
Yeah.
and actions that's happening during these interviews. But you know what? It's not just the interviews because I was actually watching Saturday Night Live.
Oh God.
Saturday Night
I'm
Live was crazy. No, no, I'm just laughing at that. It ain't nothing
yeah.
crazy happened. But I was checking out Oriana's like the way she is, right? The way
Mm-hmm.
she was acting
Hmm.
on Saturday Night Live, which is nothing but you know what I'm saying. You're you're doing whatever that comedy's called, improv comedy,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I mean you're supposed to be kind of kinky and weird, but the stuff that they put her in and the way she was actually playing these characters in this, I was like, bruh, she's not acting. She's not acting. She's really like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
she's that odd and awkward and weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think she's living a reality right now. Like as she's on Saturday Night Live, playing these characters, she is being herself. You know what I'm saying? But um,
Mm.
literally, I'm going to watch the movie. Shout out to one of my college sisters. We're pretty big fans of this, and so she all excited. She all like, "Hey, you didn't go see it yet?" And I was like, "No, I didn't see it yet." I'm basically waiting for it, just like the first one. I hit my streaming platforms and stuff, and then I'll see it.
Yep.
But the first
That's
one
why
was
I am. That's why I am too.
the first one was good. You know what I'm saying? I actually
Yeah.
would have paid money to see it, but honestly, I feel like if the play was still going on, I'll go
Mm-hmm.
pay money to really go see that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
that. I heard nothing but great things about the play, which this is like a you know movie version of the play or whatever. Well, from what I heard, the play is a lot better for right now, but still, regardless, I like the first one.
Same.
Sometimes I be hating like the music, but you know what I'm saying. I just kind of what I'm saying. If I'm able to watch it at home, I'm able to skip. You know what I'm saying. That's why I kind of want to
Yeah.
watch this at home. Uh, but definitely the second one I've been waiting on, but I'm trying not to listen to what because I know their opinion of Oriana and whatever her homegirl name is. I forgot her name. The black lady.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just been a mess. You know what I'm saying? And that's literally all you hear about, besides the weird controversy and da 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 this and the third blah blah between the actresses and da 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 da. Wicked, it did this in the box office. That's all I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dang, just because of y'all sitting up here acting weird, and they had to separate them towards the end of the press run,
Mm-hmm.
just because how weird, like Oriana was sitting up here, both of them, Olivia, I think that's her name. They was just baking out, crying out of nowhere. They'll just look deeply in each other's eyes on some weird, and it's like, bro, enough with the drama. Okay, I understand y'all drama queens, but hey, man, y'all being weird, bro. And
Weird.
then, and then the black girl's fiance, right, which is the lady that directed The Shy. She's
Mm-hmm.
a real good.
Oh.
She's a real great director. You know what I'm saying? But she came out and was like, "Yo, Oriana, I don't like her. She's acting weird, girl. Blah blah blah. This and the third. I don't like that. I've heard she's a spouse stealer anyway. As far as like, I think she took some dude from somebody back in the day. Matter of fact, the dude that played the Scarecrow on
Mm.
the Wiki, she
Mm-hmm.
took him away from his wife. He was married
Mm.
a couple years
Oh.
ago, and they started dating like earlier this year or last year or whatever like that, and they broke up. Of course, Ariana, stuffed on them and broke up. So I'm like literally in real time, like what she be doing and stuff like that, and she be doing
Mm-hmm.
the touching, the acting weird, and the look deeply in the eyes and doing that. It's you,
Weird.
you weird, homie. And you know what's crazy?
And
No, on the West Coast, weird is a slur. If we call
oh
it,
yeah,
there's something
yeah,
terribly wrong with you.
Yeah.
It's terribly.
exactly.
So, but yeah, nah, that's
Ugh.
the energy I'm catching from it. It's just like you said, said so. Unfortunately, just because of them two,
It make it hard to want to watch some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, cause,
Like.
cause, cause then you start like it starts affecting your like watch. You know what I
yep,
mean?
yep.
Like,
Hmm.
so then it turns into like,
I wonder if she gonna act weird right here.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, or
No.
like, are you acting or is this like real? Like,
Yeah,
I
Ugh.
need to know like you being weird right now. Like,
yeah, like how I was watching Saturday Night Live with Oriana on there. I'm like, that's that weird. That's that weird. There you go.
yep,
There you
yep.
go. That's her. That's her.
There it is. I see it. That's you, ain't it? Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's you. Weird.
So, to wrap it up, because this literally wrapped up our year. This literally wrapped up our year.
Nope.
The final season of Stranger Things, the
Oh yeah.
first episodes or the
Oh
first
yeah.
volumes, it dropped during Thanksgiving. I want to say the night before
Mm.
Thanksgiving, the four episodes of the final season dropped.
Christmas.
No, no, I'm talking about Thanksgiving, the first one. That
Hmm.
dropped. The score for this series at that point, it was lower than what they wanted to be, but overall, I guess people weren't too mad at the first four episodes. I honestly think they were all right. Have you guys any of these episodes?
Oh man, watched all of it.
Huh?
I
I
watched
didn't.
all of it.
I didn't.
Okay. All right.
So remember,
No,
I'm
no, you
still.
you
I
you
remember.
got you got
You,
you got to catch up. No, no, you got to catch up. We got to
bruh,
catch up
I
on
thought
this.
this whole year has been like I couldn't even watch majority of myself. Like I'm look, it's so bad to the point. Like I'm still behind on animes. I still haven't worked on. Like look, it's able to look. Let me put it like this. The only thing I was able to finish, and I hate to say this more than any world, and I'm glad I have a Switch too, but still, the whole point is the only thing I was able to finish was freaking Pokemon ZA. I was actually able to finish it before the end of the year. That's
Mm.
the only thing I got a chance to finish, surprisingly, and dove into the freaking DLC. But other than that, like I and the thing about the only show I think I actually was still need to finish watching is the second season of Wednesday. I still got to finish watching that.
Mm.
and I'm barely like what halfway of the first episode of
Yeah,
season two,
no,
and I'm
no, you need to catch up, cuz we need you to go into your happy place and disappear for a
it
minute
it
and
it
catch
it
up.
it, 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 it's dude, it's gonna be super hard for me at this point right now, and from this point on, it's gonna be a little bit harder.
Yep, you're gonna have to find a hidden compartment in that house
You
Yeah.
have
where
no
nobody knows
idea.
Tell,
where it's at.
tell
Look,
everybody to leave you alone. Leave me
look.
alone.
Yeah. Tell that to Obadiah. Tell that to Obadiah. It's literally like I walk in the door, he's already at the door of the laundry room waiting for me automatically.
You
So
have to
it's
Hey,
like,
already.
look. Trust me, you gonna get to a point where you gonna have to go ahead and hide, man. You gonna have to find just
Look,
that place where nobody can find you at. And cause like honestly, even though I don't have a child now, I have lived in a house where I was disturbed a lot, and I found a hidden compartment that to this day I don't think my dad even knows where it's at, and that's his house. Like it's one of them. Like so, you gonna have to find one of them little spots, cause trust me, you can get a lot done. I got a
oh,
lot
oh,
done.
oh, trust me. Oh, trust me. I will get a lot done, but it's gonna take me at least. I need at least about a couple of weeks. weeks.
Hey, matter of fact, you know what?
That,
Hey, next week I'm gonna come over there. We gonna do some digging in the backyard. I think over in that left corner.
you said, there it is. It's right there. That's where it is. That's where you
there,
need to be
yeah,
at, right
that's the
there.
spot right there. That's it. That spot
There it
right there.
is.
That's it. That's
There
where
it
you're
is.
going right there. That's the spot.
You
Oh
was
my.
trying to, yep, right there. There it is. There you go. Found it.
But yeah. So
Oh my.
Sandstorm, what did you think about the first volume, which is the first 4 episodes?
The first 4 episodes were really good. I was excited. I jumped into it later than everybody else because I didn't watch it like immediately on Thanksgiving, or that first coming week. Because shout outs to Mrs. Sandstorm. I always do that. Shout outs to Mrs. Sandstorm. We ended up getting married that following week, so it had to been the week after that we really kind of
Oh,
jumped into it.
congrats.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And so we watched the first 4 episodes, and I'm trying to remember exactly where the episode 4 ended off at.
With
Dang, where the
Will having his powers.
Will with the powers. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that was turn up season right there. So 1 through 4, I think they did a really good job of like bringing them back in. I will say some stuff like overall about that final season, and I know they're really deep into like the culture and all that stuff of that time. So it does make me like wonder. We'll talk about it as we go along with this, but yeah, that when they jump back in, it like there was some stuff that happened that was crazy. I was like, oh, and then some other stuff happened. I was like, man. But by the end, you was like, yeah, we in here, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, here we come. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But it was dope. By the end of the first 4 episodes, I was definitely locked in. Not that I wasn't before that, but definitely locked in after that.
Dude, like at the end of the 4 episodes, they pretty much brought us the Avengers pretty much. They literally brought people back. Like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, what? Oh, you in here? Oh,
Yeah, it was
let's count
it was fire.
Yeah,
it was
she
it was
was.
definitely fire.
Yeah. So all right. So then the second volume, Christmas Day. How did you feel about those 3 episodes?
So
Run!
listen, so here's the thing. This is what's so crazy to me is that like, and I had a conversation with somebody outside. Like, I had a conversation with my wife, but I also had a conversation with somebody I work with. And like the whole time we was thinking, like we was talking about it, they both were like, "Yo, why ain't you running yet? Like, stop monologuing and run. Like, this is you've been waiting this whole time. Go, stop messing around. You already got caught once. Go, stop it. Just keep
Look,
moving."
the portal closed. The tape had to get flipped over.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cuz, come on, like you already did. And then even after the monologue, and they were still walking, and I'm like, why are you walking? Why are you walking? Like, this blows my mind. Um, yeah, so all that was crazy. Even and so let me ask you a question because I don't remember this, but I do remember them talking about the like how this was all going to be taped out. Did they say anything about the New Year's release or the New Year's Eve release?
What-
Like I thought it was only like part 1 and part 2. So I thought we was getting one for Thanksgiving and one for Christmas. I didn't think we
No,
would get
they
one for
said
New
they said
Year's.
that like that's one thing that we covered here. Me and no, we had
Okay.
said
Yeah.
they had said they was gonna have part volume 1 on Thanksgiving, volume 2 on Christmas, and then New Year's was the finale.
Okay. Okay. So watching that, watching those 3 episodes, like the setup was crazy. Then we found out, the whole truth about the upside down, which was crazy in itself. Like this whole time we thought like one thing and it was something completely different. So that was crazy. But like it answers so many questions of like, why is this when it's like this here, but it's like that there? You know what I'm saying? So like it was cool that they answered that and fully explained that. But by the time we got to the end of the 3rd episode, I was like, man, like I was like, dang, y'all almost. But real talk, this is my train of thought, right? Like that situation happened where they got away, right? They got away, and they were in the upside down, and as they were like close to the other party, like that person stopped, and in my head I'm like, yo, that thing is up there. How are y'all gonna get her down anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is you go? And then she got sucked back up. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, what were y'all planning on doing when y'all seen her in the first place? Like, how were you gonna get around that whole situation? But yeah, and then to see
You
like
talking
the
about she
end.
fell
Yeah, when
falling
she
in the
was
sky?
yeah,
Talking
when
about
she was
Holly?
falling, yeah, when she was falling in the sky, and then like she literally was above the orb. You know what I'm saying? And in my head I'm like, how are y'all planning on like getting up there to the orb and getting her down? You know what I mean? Like how is that even going to be a thing anyway? But because they didn't have Elle at that point in time, she wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like there was nobody else there to like get her down,
Yeah.
basically. So and then at the end part, then they showed you like what the whole setup was, and I was like, dang, Gina, Holly was almost there. She was almost there. She almost there. um and then it's set up for the part 3 piece.
I was like, way to
um
go, Max. You should never did that to that little girl like that.
yeah, it gave her the crazy amount of hope. She and it's crazy because she even paused on her. She was like, "Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, cuz you ain't going this way. Like this is for me." Like on some Friday type stuff. Where mine's at? Oh, this for me. Like oh man,
Use water.
yeah. Like that whole situation was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, part 3, I mean part 2, it was really good. I've actually actively heard people not be happy with part 2. And like not being happy with the way that whole situation ended, and I'm just like, why? Like a part 3 was going to happen. What were you expecting?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, the way I looked at part 2, there was some scenes I did need. Honestly, I mean, the the coming out scene I feel kind of conflicted about it. I feel like it needed to happen, but I don't think it needed to happen the way
Oh,
they
I forgot about
did it.
that.
The way they did
Okay.
it was so awkward and long and drawn out. And they
Mm-hmm.
actually said the Russo brothers actually said that that was the longest and it took the most time they had to sit up
Mm-hmm.
here and do. And they actually shot that scene the most. Like there's 24-hour footage of them doing retakes and things like that. There's 24 hours of footage of them on that scene. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, dude, you didn't have to do that because first and foremost, if you remembered back in like I want to say season 3 or 2 when when Will was like, hey, I want to do this and da 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 da. He was like, he was trying to get his friends to play, what I'm saying, dungeon. He wanted to go back the way it used to be and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then like Mike was like, it ain't my fault you don't like girls. Mike said that.
Yeah.
Yo, Mike literally said that. Mike knew, like people knew already. You know what I'm saying? His
Mm-hmm.
dad, the first season, his dad said, yeah, you and that little actually said something else, but you know what I'm saying? Like he was like Will's gay. So it's like, dang, dude, y'all didn't need to draw it out that way
Mm-hmm.
and stretch it out that way. And we know during that time it wasn't accepted like it
Right.
is today.
Right.
So we already know backlash, you know what I'm saying, done back then, but you know what I'm saying, for the families and stuff like that, for y'all to try to make it like, oh no, we're all still pretty cool. We're still pretty cool. I see how y'all were trying to make that fit with the time zone because it don't fit. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like being accepted. That's why Robin, if you know, never came out. Besides
Mm-hmm.
to Steve. That's the only
Right.
person she came out to.
Right.
Other
Right.
than that, nobody knew that she was gay. She
R-
never came out.
Right.
You know what I mean? She still kept that a secret, which was crazy that she told Will in the first
Mm-hmm.
place. Yeah, you're just gonna have to just come out and say it to him and say it to everybody and da da da. Okay, but you didn't. You just said it to
Right.
Steve. That's it. You said it to one person, and that's it.
And you know what's crazy to that? Like to be honest with you, I didn't mind the scene. I'll tell you why I didn't mind the scene. I didn't mind the scene because it was now, did I expect it to happen? No. Just because of all the stuff that was being set up like for him, you know what I mean? Especially with the whole part 1 situation of him like truly figuring out himself and blah 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 blah. Like that was cool. So I didn't think the actual scene was ever going that whole piece was actually going to ever happen. Um, but it was used in the way of like he they used it in a way of like actually story building. Even though the story building was like really short, so it wasn't just like, hey, I just want to let y'all know before we die or don't die, this is the way. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of cliche. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have took that to his grave on that type of stuff. But but that was like actually a piece. Like I have to tell you guys this, so like there's no part of me that's like, yes, I know my friends, but I'm scared that I don't know them fully, right? So like I have to verbally tell you this stuff that's about me and get this off my chest because somebody's holding this against me. So if I want to go in at like at full power, pause, I know at least I tried to do the right thing, or I thought I did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
all that piece was connected. Now was it a little long? Yeah, I think it was a little long in terms of like TV show long. But if I was trying to reflect on this from like a real life not experience, because I don't experience that, but like from a person coming from that perspective, especially of that time, like he was really like yada da, like these are the things I like. I like this, I like that, I like this, I like that. Remember this? Yeah, I had a good time with that.
Hey,
Like
which, by the way, I don't think they realized they said the wrong thing, and I think a lot of people caught caught this, and we were trying to like almost think like, oh snap, something wrong with Will because he said the wrong thing. But remember when he had said, I love going to what was that place, Marvels or whatever that place was, to go get milkshakes, melted milkshakes and stuff like that. And the place that he was talking about was where his mom worked, which was a hardware store that did not have any type of snacks or anything. You couldn't get shakes there. So it was kind of like, but that store was a place you can go get shakes back when Vecna was Henry, back when he was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So people were like,
It was probably one of those like you know, when you get nervous and you be saying the wrong stuff and you just like I'm just trying to get to like my point
yeah,
across type of deal.
That's an easy way to explain it. But everybody was like, no, that's Vecna. That's Vecna. He's fine.
Because he was like in real hesitation mode, right? Like he was real nervous about like even giving out any kind of information like that. Because it's like I'm trying to be as honest as I possibly can, and he was just like, I like everything y'all like, except girls, like. And so
I feel like it could have been shorter though. That's the only thing.
No,
I
completely agree with that. I just like I feel like it could have been shorter, but I understand why they tried to like drag it out because they tried to make like a real like 1-to-1 type of feeling with the understanding of like how hard it was for him to like be honest. Like even in that situation, and what's crazy, and this is what I like about it, what's crazy is like he was honest, but he wasn't 100% honest. You know what I'm saying? Like he said that he liked somebody, but he never told anybody like verbally who it was. You know what I mean? Like, and obviously, you know, Mike probably got the hint, you know what I'm saying? But it was never verbally said. Like I like a friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was just like, okay, so this is real uncomfortable for you. Not just like, I like Mike, y'all. I had a crush on Mike. And so, and then hitting him with the, like, I realized it wasn't actually about him. It was about me. Like, I was like, okay, that's acceptable. I'll accept it. It was long. I completely agree with you. It was long, but I understand.
Also, too, I literally get the fact that, you know what I'm saying, what he was like, I got to get this out before because he's going to use the dark stuff against us. And this. Here's the thing. When we talk about the season, the season finale, it was unneeded. That scene actually didn't even serve its original purpose. And that's one thing that I was like, y'all didn't even pay that off. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't give it a payoff. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like y'all did this long scene for nothing when it could have been a shorter scene.
I think it was
even pay it.
I think it was mostly due to him being scared that he knows that Vecna is capable of putting his own fears against him.
Yeah, true,
I mean, which it never really happened, right? That part never actually happened.
And that's the thing about it. I like, if you're gonna do that and have that long scene, please like show some type of attempt of Vecna doing that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It was like it would have worked for a video game sense, right? Like just in case this happens, right? We do that in video games all the time. Just in case I run into some fools, I'm gonna go over here and do some extra training real quick. And then you end up doing the training, and then you find out that you have to lose the fight anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You'd be like, dang, what was the training all for? I could have just did that easily either way. It was like one of those situations. It doesn't always work at movies and TV shows, but like that, I think that was kind of like the mindset of like, let me be prepared for any worst case scenario, and that scenario never happened. And they don't even like bring it up.
They don't even hint that he even knew that. like none of that. Like it was like okay, so now we can get into the season finale stuff. So going into the season finale, the third or the last episode, the 8th episode.
2 hours, by the way. 2 hour episode.
2 hours and 8 minutes.
Yep.
Definitely it was available in theaters. So shout out to those that went in theaters and saw it. I watched it here at home. You know what I mean? But going into that, how do you feel going into this last episode, and what was your biggest takeaway from, I guess, how everything kind of just folded out, revealed itself, and played out?
So I know this is like the popular thought that I've seen a lot of people say. You know, we've seen Vecna doing all this like upgrading and powers and skills and stuff like that for the fight to be so short. I, to be honest with you, and I was kind of mulling this over in my head. I don't know if a long fight with Vecna and L would have been great, to be honest with you. Just kind of the setup, really, and kind of how we've seen them both move. Like, I think it would have. I think maybe a little bit longer would have been cool, like to watch her acrobatics and stuff like that.
I honestly think they shouldn't have killed 8 off, and I believe 8 should have been there for the fight. So and possibly it can be longer there, but
so to be honest with you, if I'm being completely honest, that was a complete waste of character.
Yeah.
I think that was specifically a complete
because nothing happened. Like nothing happened with her.
She was utilized. Okay, we'll discuss her part in the end. I think that's the only part that's actually.
Well,
important.
They actually.
No. I know.
They saying this.
I know. But
it may or may not.
I know. But and I think that's the only purpose that she really serves for that piece. But outside of that, the only other part that she really played a part in, which really wasn't even that big of a part, was her doing the whole shield situation, right? Like making it look like what it wasn't. And so in that, I'm like, yeah, but they really could have just went outside and hid out back. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really didn't have to be there. They really could have been in a different area.
They needed to see that Mr. What?
Right. They could have did that, right? But they also could have hid behind. They could have hid behind a door. They could have hid behind a window, and still visually seen that. Like, I understand the purpose of it, but like that was really the only thing that she like did in some sort of significance at that point in time. And I'll even say this: even up until that point. Up and like when they found her, at first I was like real hyped, like, oh dang, she found her sister. Everything's gonna be sweet. They got 3 people to go against this dude. Like it's a wrap at this point. But as I kept watching, but as I kept watching, I'm like, but what good really would she be for this fight? The only scenario I could see her being like useful in that kind of way, right, is if she made multiple versions of L while she was fighting. She would have to be away from the fight because she ain't no good in a fight. So then you have to set her out and make sure that she was being watched over. And then now as we're thinking about it, right, then they find out that they can actually fight the real mind
Happy
Flayer.
New Year, Jay Biggs. My bad. I just gotta say, Happy New Year, Jay Biggs. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it.
Then they had to fight the real mind flayer, right? So they were on the move, so she really couldn't sit there. So there was like all these pieces of like she's more of a liability than she is like useful. Like, how are they really going to use her in a fight with Vecna when he can use mind control? He can use telekinesis on multiple things. Like, she would be in L's way at that point. And so I'm like, there's not really much she can do. And then on top of that, she was being extra, bro. I ain't like her anyway. Like, after the whole first time we seen her, she was a dope character. Loved her.
Yeah.
when we seen her again and she was trying to mess with her mind and all that, like, nah, G. Nah, you're not on the team no more. Like, I don't like how your train of thought
It
is
was like,
going.
Harper, I'll put a bullet in her and she make a wrong move.
Yeah, and I was the same way. Like, yo, you not acting right, and you on some weird stuff, bro. Like, you and Vecna like the same type of people. Like, kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I ain't for that. I ain't for that. But back to the overall. Like, I did like this. I did like the final episode. I did like that. You know, they had a whole plan and everything. The one character that I would say is the most G'd up all throughout 8, like, no questions asked, the dopest character, and I found nothing wrong with her at all, is Nancy. Nancy is the most G'd up character in that whole in all of 8, like, from starting to ending. She like, give me the gun, let me pop a bullet. Give me the gun, let me pop a bullet. Where they at? Let me go find them. Like, she was on her business like 100% of the time. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna be the bait? I will. Me, by myself. One gun, handling business. Like, dang, okay, Nancy, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, just I like the fact that they answered all the questions, or at least most of the questions that we needed. And then I'll wait for the next part to talk about the end piece. But yeah, all the way up into that, the fight and everything. I thought that the fight was handled well. I thought it was interesting that they actually established that Vecna was and wasn't the leader. Like, he was the boss, but wasn't the boss.
You know what they confirmed to me? There was actually 3 situations at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like, it was more like a Star Wars when you first met Darth Vader type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I liked it. I thought it was really well done. You know what else I think was a little bit long and a little bit over the top? To be honest, was the mom, what's her name? Dang, I can't think of it. Winona Ryder's character. Will's mom. When she was cutting off Vecna's head, I was like, okay, okay. Like, we going for the head chop, but like, you
yeah,
didn't
and
hit,
everybody got to go through their memory lanes of
yeah,
them being
like,
hurt and all that. Yeah,
you've been smacking on that head for pause. No pause for her, but you've been smacking on that head for like 10
he had a
chops.
whole bunch of veins and things. You know, at this point, he didn't got spider DNA in him and all this. He tough. That neck was
Listen,
falls thick.
I get it, but like 10, 12, 15 swings, like, you could have shortened that. Like,
Now, honestly though, they're trying to make it realistic because it ain't that easy to cut a head off.
yeah, and she just come on, man.
It was like when Downey Jr. was hitting that hammer on the iron.
Yeah.
Cling, cling. That's what it was like. Dang, cuz,
Like, come on, cuz, like,
she building a suit out of
Right.
it. Like, what is?
right, and he just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, dang, cuz, like, she didn't even acknowledge him as his classmate or like, I know you or nothing like that. It's over, Henry. She just said, you messed with the wrong fit. Like, no type of emotion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't looking at him as Henry no more.
it's funny too
You know what I'm saying?
because like, when you watch that piece, right? She's going at him, and I'm thinking like, oh, okay, so when the situation first even happens, right? Like, he's sitting there, and at first I thought like, oh dang, she's gonna either A, she's gonna feel bad for him, or she's gonna be like, just put him out of his misery type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let's just kill him. He doesn't like he's I don't want him to suffer, or like I do want him to suffer, but like in a different way. I thought she was gonna do it, put a knife to his head or something like that. But this woman went ahead and just
First of all, I didn't even know she had a doggone axe, so that was a surprise. I was like, where did
right.
that axe come from?
She was holding on to that axe for a minute. Like
I
she
was
came
hiding
all the
I
way.
was hiding the blicky.
Yeah. Like, wow, this is crazy. And y'all gonna just let her just and nobody was like, Mom, stop, or like, wait, stop, don't do it. You know, they was just
Hey,
like,
wait. So you thought she was gonna be like Thor with that when they found Thanos, and they were like,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
the
Like,
way Thor was like, he was like,
Yeah.
yeah, like who's holding him? Oh, Captain Marvel's holding him. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna da 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 da. Thor was
just
like,
one clean one. Just one
one
clean
question,
one.
what you do with it? I destroyed them. King, the
Yep.
game, bro. Y'all thought she was gonna do that?
Yeah, one clean one.
Nah, not. Nah, it was, yeah.
It
Plus,
was not
he
clean.
had that thickness on his neck. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like all that stuff.
Yeah,
He
he
had
was working out. He had been
that,
working
nah,
out.
not even working out. He had a piece of the mind flare, his body attached to his body.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. It was crazy. Before, like, we go into, you know what I'm saying, like the final scene and stuff like that, which was heart wrenching. One thing that I took away from you know, the fighting scene and going into that whole situation, the Demogorgons were nowhere in you know what I mean, they to be honest, we didn't even see them too much in the Upside Down anymore after that either.
Yeah.
So it was almost like, dang, well, what
Did they run out?
did they run out of them?
Yeah.
Did y'all run out of budget? Did y'all run out of time? Did y'all forget about them? Like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, did you pull off a Toriyama Russo Brothers? Like, what happened? You know what I mean? So,
Because it was
but-
them and the demi-dogs. The demi-dogs
Yeah.
weren't around either.
they weren't. They were all gone. And then another thing is, first and foremost, I said this. I called it, and I swear I didn't see no type of leaks or anything like that. And of course, I'm just going based off of what we seen in season 4. But I called it. I was like, Vecna's castle looks like a dead. I literally kept saying it, and I said that to my homeboy. I was like, dude, I'm telling you, that looks like a dead spider. And the other people were like, yeah, we seen the castle up in the first episode with Mike's poster, and you know, with that little Dungeon and Dragon drawing or whatever like that. And I was like, okay, cool. But I was like a dead. It looked like legs, like dead spider legs. I was like, dude, I have had a tarantula. Not that long, but I have had a tarantula. And that's one thing that creeped me out about him was his legs and stuff. It's like bumpy like that. I'm like, dude, he got spider leg. Dog, when I start seeing Vecna get the 12 kids and that heart start pumping, I was like, dude, he just climbed into the Megazord, dog. That's a Megazord right there.
Yeah.
That's the Mind Flayer. That's the living embodiment of the Mind Flayer. And then, like, of course, like the fact that, here's the thing. Henry was being talked to by the Mind Flayer since that thing went into his hand.
Right.
But one thing they didn't try to explain was he got that thing in his hand. Some people actually thought like, oh, that gave him his powers. No, that didn't. That gave him the connection to
The mind flare.
the Mind Flayer. Or actually, here's the other thing. The reason why I said 3 entities was this. The Mind Flayer was what we saw as that embodiment thing that was haunting Will, that was, you know what I'm saying, all big or whatever like that. and it was just, you know what I mean?
That was the ghost form.
That that ghost form or whatever. But it's like that's like in that little cloud or whatever that Vecna saw or whatever, and that he was in. You know what I'm saying? Like there was two consciousness, I think, because when you see that thing go into Henry's hand, there was a voice, and it was Vecna's voice. The Mind Flayer didn't have that voice. So it was kind of like that was Vecna's voice. So it was like, oh snap, that's a whole different entity. Like that's like, but all together, they make one type of entity, and that's exactly what Henry said. He said, "The Mind Flayer isn't controlling me. I'm not controlling the Mind Flayer. We are one."
Yep.
I was like, that right there confirmed my theory on that. So I was like, dude, I'm 2-1 up in this thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The only thing that from all of that theories that I was doing, that I was saying and stuff like that, right, was the kids being pretty much Vecna's kids. 11, they kept saying, "Oh, that's our brother. That's our brother." He's kind of your dad. He gave you y'all powers, right? How come when he died, their powers didn't go away? Right? So, in a sense, when Vecna and all that, L should have not had any type of powers at all at that point, right?
After he died?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, not necessarily.
Because they were taking, remember they were taking the blood after that Mind Flayer stone went into his they have a piece of the Mind Flayer within in them as well.
Right. But kind of like you said, like he had his powers before he met the Mind Flayer. And so like his cells were in their cells. So like just off of that natural like reproduction.
So was the time when they were taking blood, he was an adult. He already had the Mind Flayer in him.
Right. But like those weren't those two things aren't like in connection of each other. Like he had like always had those powers. So like even after he had the Mind Flayer like in him, like
I see what you said, but I'm saying like this is what I'm saying, like the Mind Flayer, it spreads. Like it's situation. So why wouldn't it have spread off to the other people? You see what I'm saying? Like why it was in him. As his blood was getting drawn too. So that's why I'm like, they've had to have, especially for them to be as strong and know what to do against like L, like what to do against that Mind. Like when she put him in that dimension, that was her tapping into that Mind Flayer. So because she opened the portal.
Right. So I think so. And I guess this would be like something that is like proof of evidence from like very early on, is like whether she had the Mind Flayer inside of her too or not was different than the situation that how Henry had the Mind Flayer in him, right? Because the one thing that connects him with the Mind Flayer is the hive mind, right? And so we've seen the hive mind affect. Actually, the only other person that we've seen the hive mind affect is Will. Not even the other kids who also had the Mind Flayer inside of them through the same means as Will did, right? But so it's not far off to venture to say that like it didn't affect the Mind Flayer doesn't necessarily affect everybody in the same way. So because even in that sense, you would think that because they were burning, and this is and I'll say I'll agree to this part. when they were fighting the mind flare, right, and they were doing all the burning and all the shots and all the other stuff to him, Will should have been affected in that kind of way. Should
Yeah,
have
he
been
should have.
affected through
And
that.
that was another thing that was pointed out too. He wasn't when the mind flare was getting jacked up. Will
Hmm.
wasn't getting jacked up.
Yeah,
You
he
know what I'm
wasn't
saying? And it was
free
kind of like it was
from
kind of
that
like
piece.
what happened. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but no. Here's the thing. That was an inconsistency that the Russo brothers missed.
Hmm.
It wasn't the fact that it didn't affect them. It was just an inconsistency that they missed, and that was the whole thing. That's what a lot of criticisms came in, and retcons came in because there's no water in the Upside Down.
Right.
Then how come L was in the water tank and Upside Down? There's no water. There's no existing water at all. It's supposed to be gone.
Hmm. Just in that tank
No
was
matter
there
where,
water,
there
and
was only
and
water in that tank.
and I wonder, and this is like they leave a lot up to interpretation. I think that's what the problem is. But like, I wonder if because they were doing experiments in the Upside Down in that building. I think we saw that like the second episode or something like that when they were trying to destroy the rift between the two. But like, so you like know that there were scientists and stuff like that there too if they tried to make a tank like that ahead of time or during time or whatever, and so that the tank with the water was in there, was in that spot too. That's the only thing I can think of because no, you're absolutely right. Like the tank should be there, but the water, like that's a little hard to.
They totally forgot.
Yeah.
They did a Toriyama on that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? With Will not getting burnt up and all that type of stuff. When the mind flare was getting jacked up and burnt by his friends and stuff like that. I think that too, that kind of and here's another inconsistency. If he broke Vecna's leg, remember when he broke Vecna's leg?
Yeah.
He should have been that should have, and it should have cracked every other thing and part of the mind flare. Like everybody should have been like, dang, or not his leg, but he still would have felt it.
He
You know
would
what I
have
mean?
felt the pain of a leg being cracked.
Exactly. He would have too. So there was inconsistencies with what they were trying to do with stuff already set out, but at the same time, like I said, those are my only things that kind of took away from some of my theories, some of my stuff. Because then, like if I had put a theory on it, it would have just made me kind of just made things complicated. If I were to, since I was like, nah, that was just an inconsistency. I'm trying to, help him out, but nah, I really can't because it's like you Game of Thrones this in a sense to me just a tad bit.
Yeah,
not
you went
all
a
the
little
way.
Too fast. You went a little too fast.
Yeah, y'all kind of rushed it just a little bit, and y'all could have maybe kind of slow burned certain things and kind of shortened up certain things. It was just just little criticisms for me. I still loved it. It still hit me emotionally the same way any type of good piece of work does, especially in my life as well as everybody else for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's we kind of grew up with, we didn't grow up, but we watched these kids grow up,
Right.
Yeah, we watched these kids grow up. And actually some of our kids grew up with these kids, kind of like seeing them like finally go into this final stage of getting rid of this situation and just grow up to be able to live their lives happily ever after. It's kind of like it definitely hit home. It definitely was a nice little thing that did rub me the wrong way is that final scene as far as L's concerned. Again, how they tried to explain that off. You know what I'm saying? When Mike in, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that can be a 50-50, but at the same time, we watched Callie bleed out. It could have been a lie. It could have been an illusion because you never know with Callie.
Right.
Callie. You know what I'm saying? You never know what was real and what the thing about it is it's kind of like if they would have just left it at that, at that she passed, or if they would have given her a different send off than that particular send off, like dying in the upside down.
Mm-hmm.
If she didn't pass in the upside down, pass up, and you know what I'm saying, like I would have loved, like I said, I would have loved to have Callie be in the final battle with L and show off maybe some abilities that see, and they explain it like, no, she actually can do some other stuff too. You know what I mean? Because like L had two major abilities, and that was she was what was it, clairvoyant or whatever, like where she can kind of go in and kind of find people, or I don't know what that is, telepathic, where she can find people,
Mm-hmm.
and she has to be in the water in a dark place and find people, and then also too she has the stuff when she can see and she's doing telekinesis. There
Mm-hmm.
could have been something where Callie had another ability as well, or Kali had another. Like they could have literally kind of had those two be in like that final battle along with Will, and then to be able to actually get Vecna, and they see this weak point, kamikaze.
Mm-hmm.
Callie or either L had to go kamikaze him, and you know what I'm saying? That could have been a perfect send off, but how they kind of did that send off on that last scene, I felt was it was just it was I don't know. It was rushed. You can tell it was rushed. Y'all thought of something. Let's stamp it. Let's go with it. That would be emotional. Let's make it extra emotional and have Mike be all screaming and all the kids screaming and blah blah blah, and have her stand there crying and da da da. Let them have their moment in the psych situation where they're in there by themselves, where they talk to each other. And I need you to, when I leave or when I die or when I'm gone or something like that, I need you to tell them this story, da da da, this and the third. So them doing that, I just felt like was just a quick little write up, because I'm sure the death could have been a lot better,
Mm-hmm.
even if they weren't planning on killing her and she go far away. They could have handled that a lot better. You know what I'm saying? As far as like making her disappear. You know what I'm saying? So she can, you know what I'm saying, let the people of Hawkins, live laughters and stuff like that, and she be somewhere else or something like that. But that's just how I see it. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't. I felt like there could have been just a little more time on thought on certain things and less time on other things. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of looked at it. There could have been so many ways all of this stuff could have ended, but for what it is, it served its purpose. It still tugged my little emotional heartstrings and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? I'm glad it's over, because these kids are grown. They're not kids anymore. We watched them as kids, and we're like, dang, why they keep taking forever on these seasons? Y'all kept taking forever on these seasons, bro. Like when when we were waiting on the season 3 was delayed how many times? Or you know what I'm saying? It took a very long time for season 3 to come back, to the point where heck, they were damn near grown at that point, I think. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey man, y'all, and then of course season 4, yeah, they're all grown. You know what I'm saying? Lucas, the black dude, he got a full, beard. He growing out beards and stuff during. Bro, y'all wasted time. I don't know what the holdup was, but hey, I'm glad it's over. It could have been a better, satisfying ending, but that overall, it still was like, okay, cool. And I think also too, shout out to the Russo brothers. They did make it very clear that this story was definitely inspired by Murdoch, the story of Murdoch. That if y'all look that up, and how y'all written it, it was inspired by Stephen King, and y'all definitely shot actually kind of hinted that in this universe, Mike is actually pretty much Stephen King, and this was the birth of y'all Stephen King. Even though the actor is actually signed to be playing in it, and he's in a Stephen King. Y'all couldn't really like rap him to stay where y'all was at. He's going to the real deal. But shout out to y'all, kind of making that a thing at the end, kind of making it very clear that Mike is pretty much becoming Stephen King. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be writing
Yeah,
stuff.
I actually like the ending, because it. I think it does good for conversations like this, right? For like two people to have good conversations about it. Whether you think L is alive or not. I like that piece. Because as he was telling the story, like I even freaked out. Like, oh snap, she actually might be alive. Like I'm telling my wife, like, yo, and she actually fell asleep during the part. I'm like, yo, she's like, but we saw her die. I'm like, yeah, but all of that could have been fake. Like, especially because she walked like during that scene, right? It cuts over to Hop, or no, it cuts over to Hop running back over, and like she's dead at that point, right? And
Yeah.
I'm thinking like he was like, hold on, and I'm like, how did she die that quick? Like you would at least got a or like some sort of sentimental like conversation in there if that was her sister, so immediately I'm like, yo, did she actually die though? Like it was reasonable enough
It
for you
raised
to
that
be
question.
like, yeah. So and so and even in the scene, right, when she decided that she was going to be up there, and the whole situation with the upside down being destroyed, right? And then and I had two thoughts. The first thought was, how did nobody else see her run into the upside down? That was the main person that they were all trying to get in the first place. So how did they not catch her? And two was, they have all the things going, the little, sound wave, her kryptonite thing, if you would, going, but she's
They could
standing
have easily
there.
captured her.
Yeah, you know
They
what I
could have
mean?
turned
Like,
them to her and easily captured. Matter of fact,
easily have captured her.
there was no other being there for them to use that on but her. So they could have
Right.
easily
Right.
captured
And
her.
and how they pulled up so quick on them, like she would have went down instantly. If anything, she would have still been in the truck. So I'm like, yo, how did all that happen? And so like when he started explaining, I was like, dang, that's crazy. What if she did actually go off? And so and it was cool that they showed, like, their whole thing was like three waterfalls. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll escape to some place with three waterfalls. And
I
I'm
saw two,
looking.
cuz.
So okay, so you have to watch, because it's in two parts. When she's walking up the hill, you see a waterfall on the side, and then when she gets to the top of the hill, there are two waterfalls like straight ahead of her. Regardless whether it's two or three, I'm like, yo, she's in Norway. Like, I know what Norway looks like. Girl is in Norway. Like, I don't know how she got all the way over there without no ID, none of that. Like, but none of that matters to me. She's still alive. Like, because the way he was explaining it and her going off to like a faraway land, I'm like, that's definitely not America. Like, you can wherever it is that they're showing her at this point in time ain't America. Like, that's definitely not America. But how did she even get over there? You know what I mean? Like, how did she get through? How did she get onto an airplane? How did she get a passport? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
that's
all
easy.
these,
Hey, the dude with the glasses and stuff.
yeah,
Hey,
but then
he
but
got
then
her
he
over
would
there.
have known that she was alive. Like, the whole purpose was for
But hey,
nobody to know that
the,
she was alive, except
well, I
for
mean, well, see, that's
Will
the thing.
telling.
That's the thing. We don't know if that was necessarily the case. That everybody don't know because he left and he ain't coming back type stuff. And plus, on top of that, he ain't really that cool with Harper. You know what I'm saying? But for nobody else to know, and
Right.
she need a way to escape.
Right. But I was like, yeah, that's like the way that she wanted to tell her friends and all this other stuff. And like, even at the end, Will was it Will or Max was like, how do we know that's all true? You know? And we're like, I believe it is. And so they were all like all of them like I believe it is. Like that's cool. Like it's cool to have an ending like that, like where something's not definitive. So for the longest time, people are going to be like nitpicking through like, bits and pieces like, did Elle actually die? Did she not die? You know what I mean? Like I like those kind of movies and kind of TV shows.
Hey, and real quick, that's where the Stephen King kind of reference comes in, just based on how well he told that story. If it is fake,
Like
you see what I'm saying?
it was real believable.
It was real believable. But also too, it was on some like some real sci-fi type of stuff. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he really sold that. Like, man, that can happen. That could be, yeah, I can see that. I can see, but what pokes a hole, will definitely be the fact that we saw Callie sit up here. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Unless again, she put that illusion on Harper, so Harper can think that she's gone. Because that was the only person she needed to fool.
Right.
Was Harper.
Right. That's what I was saying. Like Hop came in, he left and came in like fast. It wasn't like, and he was like, oh, she's bleeding out. And then next thing you know, she dead. Like you and the only thing I attribute that to is like she didn't have a conversation with Elle or anything like that. She didn't have a conversation with nobody. She was just shot. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go grab the stuff." And usually, like during shows and movies like that, they got to say something real significant, like, "Sister, don't worry about me. Stay strong. You can beat him by yourself. You're strong enough." You know what I mean? Remember, you got to do what you got to do. Remember, when this is over, you promised. Like, none of that happened. Like, he just was gone. He came right back. She was dead. Like, anticlimactic a little bit. So I'm like, okay.
The way that happened, if the Russo brothers saw like, okay, there were some inconsistencies, but we can make this play to our advantage to explain the end of the story. That would have been ingenious. That would be because we didn't see her had that conversation, that dying breath conversation. Only thing we can speculate is they're psychic and all this other stuff, so they can talk in the mind and all this other stuff, and maybe they had a conversation in their minds, or maybe they just had this plan this whole time. I'm like, I'm really shot. I'm really over here dying, but I'm gonna make it look like I'm dead, and you go on it and you fake your death, and then what we gonna do is, once it blow up, I'm gonna blow up with it because I'm here.
Right.
Once I blow up and illusion go away, you should be already gone. You know what I'm saying? Which is, I'm trying to think like, dang, if she was to be already gone, she would have had to, like, when did she leave? Like that's when it's like, that's other questions, and that's the purpose of that whole little, like, Mike telling that story, and honestly, I like that. I like that. Now do you think there should be a sequel of some sort, or some kind of spinoff to this series, or should we just leave bygones be bygones?
Man, as much as I would love another like a sequel to this, and I would really, because like there's so many things that you can open for opportunity to do that, right? The tunnels could have went further than just Hawking. The earthquakes that they had, the rips could have spread out to other cities. We already know that that the Russians had, the Demigorgons, and they were doing their own thing, which, by the way, is a good spot to kind of throw that in.
Fun fact, real quick: the guy that Henry killed in the cave was a Russian.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I've seen that.
So
Um,
he actually brought the actual stone, the actual stuff to America. Like so
hmm
that, in a sense, the fact that the Russians brought this Dimension X and knew it, that can be that would be a dope little spinoff.
hmm Yeah, is I think there's like room enough to make it one. Do I really want one? No, because I think when you have an ending like that, you don't. The mystery is like the biggest piece, right? Like the fact that like you can make something, but you just kind of don't, like makes it so much more legendary and mystical, right? Um, like
Kind of like the Sopranos. Like that's
yeah,
mystical. Like you don't know what happened. Like
you don't know what happened.
and they would never come out with a sequel or a prequel to it. It's
hmm
just it's done.
It's
You know what I
done.
mean?
Same way with what's Inception. Like you, he spins the top.
Perception. Damn, what's
Yeah, the
perception?
movie where the dream within a dream
Oh, okay, okay,
within a dream,
got you.
and
Yeah, yeah.
he like has that piece that like nobody else can touch or anything like that. And so like throughout the whole movie, he spins it to let himself know like if it
He's still
stops,
awake.
he's
still
either
dreaming.
awake or he's dreaming, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so at the end, when he finally gets out, he spins the top and it's still spinning. He walks away from it and it's still spinning, but it looks like it has that wobble, like it's about to stop. And they cut the scene before that. So you're like, dang, did he actually make it out or did he not make it out? And so then that's what brings in the conversation. And there's nothing else around it. Not even like, okay, this is in the same universe, but this is going like nothing else around it. And so you're like, oh, I just need to know that those are what hold great conversations. So to have something that's even in like the same realm is like is it would it I don't think it would hold the same effect for Stranger Things as it is right now. Even though I would love to, I would not. I would love to like delve deeper into all of the Stranger Things stuff, like because we're at a point where it's a mystery. I would love for it to stay a mystery.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, there's I mean if the Russos want to like or whatever like that,
Mm-hmm.
they can literally do what Castle Rock was doing. They can do literally what Stephen King, like their idol, is
Mm-hmm.
doing. All of that stuff is connected, but it's not at the same time. And it
Mm-hmm.
is at the same time, but it's not at the same time. Like all of it connects to the Dark Tower series, but it don't at the same time. Like that's
Right.
what's crazy about
Right. Right.
Stephen King's work is like all his stuff connect, like Shawshank, like
Everything
dude,
is connected to Dark
like
Tower.
exactly. But at the same time, it's not like it's weird. It's so weird. It's how he did it and how he in intros because they're not like I saw this whole chart of how these stories connect. Right,
Mm-hmm.
if the Russo brothers or whoever wants to take Stranger Things and make it its own universe or something like that, or have similar stories, they could do that literally like he did it, or they can do it kind of like uh what's it's on Netflix. Uh the people that made Midnight Mass.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know who you're talking about. The people who make
Like that
Haunting
like
of Hill House and all
the
that.
Hill House and all that, how they connect like in there in the same like little universe, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not. They're
Yeah.
like separate. You know what I'm saying? They can if somebody want to do that to Stranger Things, I think that would be cool. Just because this was based off of a real program in a real place, and some of like Stephen King stuff is the same thing. It was based off of like you know what I'm saying, like real events, but he turned them to sci-fi situations.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if you want to do that and not really like link it all up to L and the telepathic stuff and the upside down, but it be something totally different. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I think that would be cool. I think that would be like just to add on to just like that mystery type thing,
Yeah.
and just having us guess like, hey, is that connected? How is that connected? Is that connected? Do they know about this? How in the world can you know what I'm saying? Like I think that would be dope. You know what I'm saying? If they can do something with the universe like that. But I think that will come with story building by
Yeah.
books and other ways of plays and stuff like that. Kind of how they did the Henry story. You know what I mean? Just kind
Hmm.
of build from there and not always try to put something on film. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let our imaginations wander with this thing. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
so, all right, that will be that would do it. We had three we had 3 hours. I thought that was a
Hey,
good.
listen, when you have a great conversation like the end of a series, you know you got to talk about it.
Honestly, this would go longer. Just a simple fact that I actually skipped a movie, and that was Avatar.
Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah, so I did that on purpose just because I know that is a big conversation within itself.
Yeah.
Cause was it James Cameron? Is that
Hmm.
Cameron? Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. James Cameron. He's trying to make this a pretty big universe. So that is a story within itself. And I was like, I will save that for another episode. We are back to doing Veto verses every week this year. We're getting back into the swing of that, as well as videos every week for the VitoVerse music. Veto variants may not be a thing, but there will officially be a videos uploaded to that. And I think it all depends on what goes on the Sandstorm. So,
Mm.
or as far as gaming is concerned. So it will definitely kind of reflect more of the gaming world and just some stuff. So just that's something to look forward to. But before we get out, Sandstorm, what we got going on for the Stormcast?
Okay, so tomorrow we do have a stormcast. We are bringing in the new year. This actually will not be our 2025 in retrospect, actually, but it will be our 2026 talk about and expectations. So definitely come through for that. The Sandstorm show, as you can see, is kind of getting a revamp as far as over here on Sandstorm's part. But we actually are going to be starting to do a lot more videos. Actually, we have not done one on this channel yet. We've only been doing live streams, but we will be starting to do videos of shorter topics that come as far as news. So definitely stay tuned for that. Make sure that you are subscribed and hitting the bell button on both of these channels, actually, on both Vito's channel and on the Sandstorm Show Rebirth. That way you can get all the notifications when they come out and you won't have to be looking and checking every time because they'll just show up on your notifications. Um, but other than that, yes, Saturday, tomorrow at when do we
Today.
usually go? 7 o'clock. Dang, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Today.
Today.
Yeah,
A couple
today.
hours from now. A few hours from now.
At 7 o'clock, we will be having the Sandstorm show. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to not only Vito but Norika Yui as well. He was here earlier, co-host, as well as everybody else on the Sandstorm show. Nintendo Cisco, Geronimo, and Action Jack. And then winging a podcast too. But
Yeah.
yeah. Other than that, that's all I got.
All right. And shout out to all our associates, like Sandstorm said. Nautica Yui said he was going to bring back Nunami this year. He's been on a break. Probably I cannot remember our last episode on that, but I think this year is actually going to be a little slower pieces on that. So I think Nunami will be just a tad bit slower. We're gonna probably try to figure out some type of You know what I'm saying? Like once a month, maybe something like that, if you can swing that or whatever like that. But other than that, still stay tuned over there. We still have stuff to talk about. I believe he has one coming up soon. I don't want to give you the date. I'll give you the date next week on the VitoVerse. But next week is my pre-recorded, so you won't be seeing us live. So definitely stay tuned for all those videos and these updates to each one of these channels that we're talking about. Again, shout out to all our associate channels, Winging It Podcast. Let's say Nintendo Prime, because you definitely been on the Nintendo Prime
shout
channel.
outs to Prime
Shout out to Prime. And all the rest of them, Juice is Loose. I don't know if you still been over there on the Jill. Okay,
still doing the Jill.
So shout out to them. See you guys next week. Y'all be easy. Peace.
Peace.